chosen to defend what's true. With psychic power, blade in hand, we cleanse the taint from all the land. We are the hammer, striking true. In the name of the Emperor, we'll fight through. We are the hammer, forged in flame. In the heart of darkness, we proclaim. In the silence of the void, where hope and fear collide, Grey Knights, we stand as one, until the final battle's won. We are the hammer, unyielding force. In the Emperor's light, we stay our course. We are the hammer, hear our cry. For the Grey Knights, we fight, we die. We are the hammer, striking true. In the name of the Emperor, we'll fight through. We are the hammer, forged in flame. In the heart of darkness, we proclaim. We are the hammer, striking true. We are the hammer, striking true. In the name of the Emperor, we'll fight through. We are the hammer, forged in flame. In the heart of darkness, we proclaim. We are the hammer. We are the hammer, forged in flame. In the heart of darkness, we proclaim.
What is going on, guys? This is Wraith. I am back. Tonight we have a special presentation of our almighty and famous and favorite Grey Knights. We're going to talk to two experts once again. We got Noobhammer and we got friend of the show as well, Michael Farley. So we're going to talk all about what we continued, or this is the continuation of the last time we had this stream about 3 weeks ago, where we went through the leaked codex. And we talked about with our two gentlemen guests here the specifics of what we're looking at and what's going to be happening with the new codex and what it's going to mean for the tabletop game, specifically the competitive field and the competitive gameplay. So so thank you, Mr. Noobhammer, and thank you, Michael, for jumping on.
What a last name.
I
I should definitely go to the court and change my name.
As I say, your mom must be very proud.
My wife will definitely like that too.
What does your wife think about the last name?
Yeah,
Of
Mrs.
Noobhammer?
What does Mrs. Noobhammer think?
Yeah, I gotta be honest. She kept her name.
She gets her maiden name.
Yeah, she kept her
Yeah,
maiden
my wife
name,
did
and then
too.
She had to choose.
Oh, she's not a hyphenated Noobhammer something?
Yeah, Goins Noobhammer.
So have you guys had a good time, or have you done anything big since the last time we spoke?
Mike?
Tried to get the codex, tried to get a feel for the codex, really. But I don't know if that's big. It's kind of boring. Yeah, I mean, feels big.
Yep. We got our codexes finally.
Yeah.
We got some extra. We got our combat patrols, etc. So we picked up some extra stuff. I actually picked up some more miniature stuff, and I got to find somebody to paint this stuff because I'm not going to try to paint this stuff and to completely ruin it. So I'm going to try to find a painter to do this. I'm going to do a painting stream next week on some other stuff, and I'll show you some of the stuff I picked up. But yeah, so
you should take a crack at like 5 of the Strike Marines. There's like enough models in some of those boxes. You could like portion them out. I bet you could take a swing at some.
I'm gonna try. I have my wife bought me a couple years ago the Ultramarines like practice paint Citadel set, and then I have a bunch of Citadel Grey Knight silver and so on. So I'm
Um,
ready to go, and I actually bought a bunch of professional paint brushes as well. So I'm just worried about like making them look absolutely terrible, which I know
Oh,
I'm going
dude,
to
dude, your first model is going to be dog shit.
do.
Like that's like part of the joy. I want to remind you, you could do like what I did. I painted a
Sure.
whole bunch of models when I started.
Hmm.
I kept like getting better. I completely changed my like whole paint scheme and everything.
Yep.
And you can just soak those bad boys in some like simple green for like 24 hours, 48
Pull it right
hours.
off.
Grab a toothbrush. All that stuff sloughs right off, and then you just let it dry and you reprime and you start again.
I
Like
think once I actually try
easy.
to paint one, I think I'll like it. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
So
I think this week we'll try that. But really quickly, I want to say hello to the chat and see who we got in here. Make sure my chat is working. Yes, we are working. So we got Mr. J. So thank you for coming in. He is our mod for the night. We got Cyber Rat in here as well. We got Tilby Crusader. Freaking love this song. It's a great song. Great night song. We got Blake as well. So what's going on, Blake? We got Dresden as well. And we got Neo in here as well. So thank you for jumping in and joining, guys, on this late night stream where we're talking about everything Grey Knights tonight. So so really quickly, what I want to do first, I know I just said we're talking all Grey Knights tonight, but what I want to do is I want to really quickly
you
go
want to do
through
all
the
the
news
knots
of the
Grey Knight
week.
stuff?
But see, I want to take advantage of your guys' knowledge on this, right, and just see what you're thinking, especially with some of these releases and what we're going to see next. Because I have it from the Joy Toy perspective of what we're going to see as far as like guessing and stuff like that. But what do you think as far as I'm bringing up the news here for the week for the communities? What was the biggest news that we got for this week from your perspective, guys?
I mean the Voidbringer or the Nightbringer model reveal was pretty big, and then honestly probably the other kill team stuff,
Yeah.
the 2 or 3, I think the 4 kill teams that they released this week.
What do you guys ever have you ever played the kill team?
No, in fact, I need to go slap around one of my buddies who like he really convinced me to go out and buy all the books when second edition hit, and they're all right back there, and I've
That's
never played it, and he has.
wow.
Like he got a new job, new girlfriend, and like all at once, and I haven't seen that guy since.
Shit. Dude, what about you, Mike?
I would like to, but I have not.
They haven't had a Grey Knight kill team in a minute.
I know.
They had one. It might not have been for kill team. I think it was for Space Hulk or whatever that was.
It was for
boarding action. Boarding action. So I played a little bit of boarding action, but that's not kill team.
Yeah, I have 2, but boarding action is like, yeah, it's more like the old Space Hulk game. Kill team is, we had a Grey Knights kill team for the Ascend first edition.
Yes, I remember that.
But I don't think in second they've released an official, or maybe they did at the very beginning and it's terrible. I don't remember. Like
it is.
Like once again, haven't played it, especially competitively.
I think if they had one for Grey Knights, because I remember looking when I started playing and realizing they didn't, I was like, damn. But like if they had one, because like I have the models for it. If they had one, if they have one, I would. But they don't have one, so I don't.
I was just gonna make that joke. Like, if a friend of mine wants to come over, I have 11,000 points of Grey Knights. Like, I can find a kill team somewhere.
So there is a there is a kill team that's put together for the Grey Knights. It's nothing special, right? It's just some strike team guys essentially, and you get to pick between flamers and stuff like that. It's nothing special. Like there's rumors that they're going to come out with a World Eaters and a Grey Knights kill team at some point. Sometime this year they're supposed to come out with
what are they gonna use our old models?
I guess so. I don't know.
Maybe it'll be the first kit that they've like redesigned, and it's all straight. See, all right. If you've ever read the books, I'm gonna get super lore like nerdy here. Sure. All right, almost all the books are effectively a kill team, right? Yes. They're a kill team. They go do a thing. They're 5 guys.
Right? Cascade Demon Hunters is a kill team.
But what's super cool is you have like one interceptor guy, you have like one purgation guy, and then you have like, you know, 3 strike guys, or maybe even you have 2 like interceptor guys.
Yep.
And if they don't allow that modularity in Kill Team, where like you can bring like two interceptors and then 1 heavy weapons guy,
Yep.
I just don't. And then have the rules that actually like support that and make that interesting.
Yep.
Like the Aegis and all of that. I just don't.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to roll some dice, have a beer or 2, like one afternoon, play a few rounds of Kill Team.
Sure.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I want that support, right?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward. I'm hoping they come out with one before 11th edition, because I think Kill Team is something that I really would get into. And I want to see a lot
faster than a game of 40K. Let me tell you.
And it reminds me. It reminds me of Cascade Demon Hunters, right? You're controlling only a handful of Marines or Grey Knights, essentially, or your units. So I feel like that would be a bit more in my avenue to do. But
I do laugh at it though, because I have seen the jokes of like Kill Team where you're like, okay, here's my model, and then all of the different tokens and chips and status effects that they accrue, and you just have a model with like a pile of poker chips surrounding them.
He's standing on top of all the poker chips. He's
yeah.
Like,
well, that's his crossfire token. He's also heavy and he's poisoned, and he's got 2 poison counters. He also has a grenade. Here's his health.
Yeah, as you can see right here, that's historical. There's a lot of Kill Teams. I hope that we get a Grey Knights one before the end of the year. So
I gotta be honest, those like sisters, those new models look really great.
All of the Kill Teams that have come out recently, even some of the older ones, like the one Kill Team I do own that I'm in the process of painting is the Inquisitorial Agents, because I was going to use them for regular 40K.
Yeah.
And I've thought about playing them, and even those models are sweet. They like the Kill Team models that come out have been really good.
Like I think sisters now have more. They have more characters than we have data sheets. And I'm not counting the named characters, right? Like I'm not talking about like Celestine or anything. I mean like just leaders.
Wow.
And we have like data, or at least unique data slates.
These are some awesome miniatures, dude.
Yeah, I definitely like. I don't know. I always see all the Imperial stuff. I'm like, I could add that. I don't know how I would use it, but it would be cool.
I started playing with Grey Knights, and in 9th I went into Deathwatch as well, and so I'm like, well, I gotta pick up like sisters, and then I have all three Ordos. I painted one entire squad of the Zephyrim, the melee like jump pack ladies, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. Like their legs are so spindly. All their little bits are so small. I'm used to painting like chunky Space Marines, and then there's like all these like. I'm like, I'm not painting a belt buckle the size of like 2 pixels. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's me with the Inquisitorial Agents. I'm looking at each one. It's like an individual dude. And I'm like, I don't care about you.
You're just gonna die in the backfield. And some orcs drop down and shoot the hell out of you.
So this kind of goes into why I have a poll that I just started tonight is, do you think the Grey Knights will get a full chapter refresh in 11th edition? I know that there's, as far as like what's actually going to happen, but what do you guys think? Do you think that we're going to get like, and how are they trying to introduce the lore for it, for Primaris Marines to the Grey Knights now? Like, what do you think?
They could literally write anything. I mean, like that. First of all, the writers could literally write anything. If they really want to Primarisize Grey Knights, they could come up with anything, basically. Right? They're the writers. There's a lot of stuff in the Codex I think have left open-ended things that could arrive for Primaris. One being, where did all of our corpses go?
Yeah.
But it's also all or nothing, though. Yeah. You know.
So I'm of the mind that I like the idea that we have the Emperor's Gene Seed, that we think that we're already as close to perfect as you're going to get as a Space Marine.
Yep.
I just want full-size guys and guys that don't look like they're about to like lean against a tree to crap. Right? Like a lot of our guys like have that squat, legs wide pose where they're like leaning forward slightly to fire their Stormbolter, and that's fine if 1 out of every 8 guys is like doing that pose, right?
They do all have that hunch in the knees.
Squad, yeah. Like those little, those like second edition, like the Space Marines, they all have the same pose. I just, you look at the you look at all the Dark Angels releases from the latter half of 9th and the first half of 10th, and you're just like, oh man, I just want a bunch of robe dudes, like tall, like normal Space Marine, like Primaris sized guys in the Grey Knight armor, but I want them to be like wrapped in robes.
Yes.
I don't like want them to just have a white helmet. I want them to be like, my purifiers are like wrapped in like white robes, right? And they're like holding a psych out grenade or something. Like I want dynamic poses.
That would be nice, especially if so I know that some people buy like the Dark Angels.
That's what I did with my purifiers.
Yeah, and then repurpose them for larger size Marines. Have you guys done that with any of your Grey Knights?
I have a full 10 purifiers made out of them.
Yeah. So what I did is I took my purifier torsos from like the top up, and I put on Sternguard veteran legs, and so they've got the white. Well, they've got like whatever color you want, but so I've got white tabards, but also those legs are more dynamically posed. Like some are rushing forward. And some are like swinging a, like baseball bat swinging like a, So it's just like my purifiers, if you put them next to my other Grey Knights, even though they're the same kit on the top half, they already just look like so much more interesting.
Sure. Did you guys, the other thing that happened this week was we had the release of Dawn of War. So I never played the original Dawn of War.
You should.
Oh no, I did. I started a playthrough on it, dude. I started to play. Well, the funny thing was for me is I haven't played an actual like a real RTS since I don't know, dude. Like I guess StarCraft, and so because Cascade Demon Hunters, like Cascade Demon Hunters is really not an RTS, right? It's more of like what's the game that
I mean, it's not real time. No, it's it's turn-based. It's
correct.
A turn-based. It's like XCOM.
Correct. That's what I'm thinking of. XCOM, exactly. So when let
me pull up my Steam real quick because I have a lot of time in all the XCOM games.
Yeah, same.
So the Dawn of War game, I'm doing the playthrough on it, and the first like 30 minutes is me just like struggling with the controls, and like I'm like, what the. So I'm like, oh wait, you just click on the map. I'm like, oh god damn it, this is so much easier. So then I realized just click on the map, and then the other problem is if you have 2 monitors or multiple monitors, and that point where you would switch monitors with your mouse, the game doesn't register that particular area. So if you're trying to move and see a little bit more in that left to right, the game is not going to recognize that, so you're stuck right there.
Is this in the definitive edition?
Yeah, this is the definitive edition.
Huh. Wow.
So, but I started it up, and I know nothing of the Blood Ravens. Thought they were. I thought they were a successor chapter to the Blood Angels. I'm like, that would make sense, just because they got the blood drop.
Actually, like monocle adjust, they are of an unknown founding.
That's what I found out.
These are the guys that steal everyone's shit, right? That they are.
Yeah, they're the guys.
They like the.
So that little piece of like fandom lore came from this game, the original game, because when you were like doing achievements or like doing like harder missions or like playing multiplayer stuff, and you achieve like certain things, they would get you a piece of war gear that your dudes could wear. And so because it's just like basically like a big like 40k lore dump, like suddenly you'd have like a Grey Knight piece of armor, which is actually in the first game, if I remember right. And you're like, well, how did they get this? And then it became a joke that they just steal everything, like anything that's not.
They're just kleptomaniacs. They're just
like the Blood Ravens just are like, well, they weren't using it, so they didn't want it.
I will say the game, again, it's from, I think 2010 is when the game came out. To me, that's not an old game
Was
because
it Dawn of War 2 then? Because Dawn of War was
Dawn of War, maybe it was
Dawn of War was
2008.
older than that, wasn't it?
Maybe I'm thinking incorrectly. I thought it was 2010, or maybe you're right.
It was 04
Okay,
for the original game.
Okay.
Which
So
tracks with I would have just gotten out of high school.
here's some of the updated models. These look pretty damn good for the sisters. So I started a playthrough on it, and I got through the tutorial to the end of the first mission, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna play through it. And they actually have a bunch of the other expansions already on it. So there's the expansion that you can play the Grey Knights, or you can whatever. I guess the Grey Knights are part of it. So I'm gonna finish doing a playthrough on this. This is a lot of fun. So
Are the Grey Knights in it? I thought
somebody said that there's one of the packs that I have access to, where they, with the definitive edition, they're like, oh yeah, you can play Grey Knights. Somebody Googled it while I was doing.
Oh, okay. I know that they added them eventually, but I didn't know if it was in this new refresh. Because I see the Necrons are in here, but they were like, I think the first big like DLC. Although 04, it wasn't a DLC. I think it was just a
quick Google search. They are a unit that you can recruit.
See, there you go.
They are called Soulstorm Grey Knights. They are a specialized unit that usually work best against demons.
Yes, we're keeping our demon hunting ways.
Now I don't want to play it.
The other thing too is I'm almost done with I don't know if you guys have played Cascade. I'm sorry, not Cascade. Battle Sector, but I'm playing through the new DLC campaign of the Sisters versus the Orcs, and so I'm almost at the end of it, I think. And then all of a sudden, like the Tau, I started fighting the Tau in it. I was like, that's pretty cool. So, and they were annoying too. They just started running away and shooting at me. I'm like, you guys are annoying.
Yeah, that's Tau too.
Yep.
So I have 47 minutes playtime of Battle Sector.
Oh, dude.
I'm looking at it right now. I got 47 minutes.
I love the campaigns. I love the Blood Angel campaign and so on. So
a lot of these games, like I'm so ADHD that I'll start them and then like I'll be like, that was really cool, and I'll go to bed and then wake up and be like, what game was that? And then I'll think of like something else and I'll get distracted.
I totally forgot what I was playing.
Oh yeah.
One thing. So we're gonna start talking about the Grey Knights here as I transition over to the point of why we're doing the stream tonight. Let me turn on my camera and then we'll swing over.
Ooh, a big quality of life patch for Space Marine 2. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I finally got to wave 20 on Siege, I think like a week or so ago, and shit, man, it is a completely different game after at level 20 at stage 21. Completely different game. So that was quite eye-opening. Let's turn this off and this on. All right, cool. So let's talk a little bit about the stuff that came out and our points. So first is, you guys got your codexes, right? You got your standard codexes, right? Yay, codexes.
Let's go.
Yay. Anything surprising that you may have read outside of just the stuff that was leaked?
Well, I alluded to it a little bit. It wasn't leaked, but then like in the codex, they talk about how in a single night, the Grey Knight dead fields were completely empty. That was kind of a cool lore update. What's that about?
Exactly. Dio says, hey, that Siege is when I met Wraith. Yes, I remember that, Dio, and I actually made a video of that entire 2.5 hour stream and cut down to 15 minutes. Plug. But what about you?
So I unfortunately started to read through my codex because there's always little lore droplets like that. But Thursday was my birthday, and then I was at the coast
Happy birthday!
With family all weekend. So I haven't done a damn thing Warhammer like related in the last 4 days. Although this morning I was doing my morning routine, and I'm taking a break on a certain throne, not a golden one, and I'm reading Reddit, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's this guy saying about how there's a blurb where we hunt down other space marines now and steal their aspirants? And I'm like, wait, no, that's gotta be
that too.
That's like Sisters of Battle bathing in their blood, like level of ridiculousness. But I guess that's in here somewhere. I don't know.
Is that how they're going to introduce Primaris Marines and how we're going to have a refresh?
But this is the thing, right? Like, what do they do? Like, they're like, they've got a map of where all the other Space Marines are somehow, which the prognosticators, I guess. But then what? They're like, oh, they have like a really cool librarian aspirant.
Let's go steal him.
So then we're gonna go steal that one guy, and then we're gonna bring him back to Titan, and he's gonna fucking fail anyway.
Well, also, right? We just showed up, killed his squad, took him back, and he's just gonna be what?
We're gonna do the Men in Black. We're doing the Men in Black.
Yeah, we got the little mind wipe thing, man. It's like the Terminus Decree lore, where I'm like, but I don't. What?
I know. It's very, very odd. It's very odd. So I have very strong feelings on the Terminus Decree. Did we talk about that the last time?
We haven't. I don't know if you did, but like we haven't.
Yeah, no, I want to make. Go ahead,
I know this is going to be a really tumultuous line of thought, so we should probably talk about the other stuff first. And
yeah. Let's get maybe what we'll do.
I think once we start to talk about the Terminus Decree, we're not coming back.
I'm thinking Terminus Decree stuff. I think we'll do maybe a separate stream on that, because once I start going, dude, I don't shut up. So I think maybe a separate stream where we could just talk lore of the Grey Knights. I think that would be cool if you guys are down for it. But so we got our codexes this week. I was shocked that I actually was able to purchase my special edition codex, the normal codex, and all the other stuff from Games Workshop the day it went up for pre-sale, because I tried to buy the special edition of the Emperor's Gift back at the end of December, beginning of January, and it was a complete shit fest. So I'm very shocked I was able to buy all this stuff and not have to pay the scalpers prices. So any interest in getting the special edition codex for either one of you guys, or no?
No, I got mine now.
Yeah,
I don't like. Yeah, it's not like. Are they going to tell me the other half of the Terminus Decree in the special edition? You know,
I was like, is it in here?
Yeah.
If it is, then it's worth it. I wanted the special edition for it, so I'm actually really happy that I picked it up. I got the data, slate cards as well. You were saying before that you wanted to pick them up, right, Noob?
I'm sorry, I started reading some more. I have never bought a special edition codex in my life, but my local game store is one of the bigger ones in the Portland area, and so they've never let me down whenever I've pre-ordered anything. So if I did pre-order a special edition, I'm pretty sure I would have got it. Sure. But I also haven't special ordered any or pre-ordered any special edition stuff. Like,
sure,
I've got the 8th, 9th, and 10th codexes now. I've got I've got the Psychic Awakening from 8th, and I read through them. But again, like Mike said, like it's not like you don't get extra lore if you buy the special edition. You get the neat like holographic front, and that's about it. So like to me, I don't know. I just buy the normal edition, and then in 6 weeks when it's all on Wahapidi anyway, I just don't even read this thing. So
yeah, now that I got my codex and the app is updated, it's already in my phone now.
Yep.
I have
and
so many
we got a
thoughts
comment
about that app.
We've got a comment from Dresden. Terminus decree is absurd. How could they get through the Custodies along with the Sisters of Silence, nullifying their psychic abilities? We're going to do a separate stream because this is going to trigger me. So I am just going to, Dresden, thank you for the comment, sir. We're going to do a separate stream on this because I have specific feelings about this. How this would actually occur. I don't. What I will say is,
we have special psychers. That
I don't
know.
I'm
I'm
not
energy.
gonna get into it right now.
No, you can't just shut the man down like that. We got to talk about it a little bit.
What I'll say
here's
is
how it. Here,
good.
So
You go first.
It wouldn't happen. Like. I was watching a stream and this guy was describing it, and it was a 50-minute stream. Wow. I mostly agreed with it. This is what he said. He said, as it's written as it is, it's effectively worthless to Caldor Drago anyway. Right? Like, it's a secret. He knows how to open the box. He doesn't know what it is. So let's say it's humanity's most dire hour. He zaps in from the warp with his new model, obviously, because he's not in the new book. He opens the box. He's like, now's the time. He removes the seal. It's some old crankly parchment, and it's signed with like big E's, like ha ha ha, like XO XO XO, and all it says is "Come sit me back down on the throne." Like, what even is that? Like, that is worthless to Caldor Drago. Like, what does he even do with that? And then he's supposed to call in all these other like psychic warriors, 1 in a million, or like 1 in a million warriors, and then explain to like Voldus, hey man, I know you have, just through your sheer willpower, pulled planets in and out of the warp, but can we go sit like Big E back on his throne? It just doesn't. And then Voldus is like, yeah man, I guess, like, you read some old like toilet paper that came out of a box, I guess. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, I say the Custodies don't have another half to say they help. They don't. They help us.
Correct. I've heard that too. I don't know. The best description I've heard is that the codexes exist in a world where they're supposed to, somebody completely new to the setting picks it up, doesn't understand all the intricacies, hasn't read the 151 books in the Horus Heresy or whatever it is. I haven't either. God knows I've read like 2. Like, right? They don't understand. But like, this guy was explaining, it's more than likely, like, they've already described it, unless they're retconning several books from the end of the Horus Heresy. Yeah. It's super unlikely that they would do that. It's a little teaser to try to get you to buy the book. Like, who are the custodes? Why does this guy have, like, why would he not want to leave the throne? Like, I don't know. It's like all kinds of. So I'm mostly treating this blip now as like a tabloid. Yeah. Right? Like, I stood in line at the checkout. I read about Bat Boy curing cancer.
That's a good.
I chuckled and I went on with my life.
Yeah, correct. Mike, I'm gonna let you go first before I start ranting a little bit. Go ahead. What do you think of it?
I mean, first off, I love the Grey Knights, so I think they could do it. They could do anything they put their minds to.
Yay!
But yeah, also, I don't know. I kind of like the idea that there is another half to it.
Sure.
I've also seen, I don't know if you've seen it. There's been someone already made an animation of it, of like the little boy.
I saw that.
And the Grey Knights teleport in. That. And I thought that was kind of cool.
The Star Child, yeah.
Yeah, the little twink. That
oh boy.
Yeah, he just. But I don't know. It is
something about Mike.
Listen, no judgments. I'm my team's listen, I am the team's designated twink. They send me out. In team events, they go. That's my attack twink. Sick him.
Nice. And he's gonna bring all his Grey Knights with him.
Yeah, and I teleport behind you. Nothing personal. I don't know. I think I do like it though that it is kind of like, it is tabloidy To be fair, it is very tabloidy. Like everyone's talking about it, so you know, I guess they did a good job.
I haven't seen an explosion of memes like this in a long time.
I've seen the one where it's Superman is the big E walking by, Darkseid grabs his cape, and then Superman just with him.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Like we, you know, supposedly we got our last actual commands from Malkador.
Correct.
Like there's that final scene with Big E, but then like we actually go to Titan, and Malkador sends us into the warp, and it's not like Malkador doesn't say anything after, right? Like it's like our final commands.
Correct.
Which you could say he's the mouthpiece of the Emperor or whatever, you know, like the hand of the king thing from like Song of Ice and Fire, but like, come on, like, no, it doesn't make any sense.
No, all right. So I'm gonna say this: I liked the old Terminus Decree, right? Whatever the lore was, I think it was 5th edition when that kind of first came out. It was clarified a little bit more recently, but essentially it was like an end game bioweapon. Whereas if Abaddon essentially, you know, invaded Terra and they were about to do some dirty shit, the Grey Knights had something as an end game thing, right? So it was very mysterious. Wasn't supposed to ever be like used, but it was just something cool, right? Like, kind of like before we got to know what Wolverine and Logan's background was, there's like a very mysterious type of thing. So it's cool. It's like a mysterious thing for the Grey Knights. It adds a little bit of extra lore. But this change I don't like, because I don't like what they're implying. And then the other thing is people saying, I know Dresden is saying he's a Custodes homer. That's good, because I'm a Grey Knights homer. So I'm going to explain to you really quickly, as fast as I can, how I would say that this would happen. Say there was a return to Emperor, right? First of all, the Inquisition would not be happy about it, right? Because a lot of people would be losing power, right? A lot of people would not be happy with this change, right? The Grey Knights would then find out they had this bullshit Terminus Decree to institute. They would not run over and try to take out the Emperor like that. What they would essentially do is they would bring the Inquisition into their fold. They would tell them, hey, we have to do this. Kind of like what happened on with the Emperor's Gift, right? When they went over there and they had Armageddon and so on. So, because again, the Grey Knights are the Oro Malleus, right? Oro Malleus, which is a wing essentially of the Inquisition. So the Inquisition would play a huge part in any kind of storyline that would eventually happen with this. And then the Inquisition is all powerful. They have a ton of power that they would be able to levy. They would essentially poison the entire Imperium to this new emperor, right? They would call him false prophet, etc., etc. And then when all this civil war is happening, possibly a new civil war, the Grey Knights would strike at the most opportune time. They would not be stupid and try to run up to the Custodes, because they would get their asses kicked, right? The Sisters of Silence would do their thing. That's not how the Grey Knights would do it. They've dealt with anger on multiple occasions, so they've dealt with massive power. I know the return Big E is something completely different, but again, we would see the, like, if we're looking at how they've done things in the past from a lore perspective, they wouldn't just run in willy-nilly and try to kill the Emperor. There would be a whole way that they would have to go about doing this, because of the power levels that they're dealing with and the way that the Custodes are, right? The Custodes know a lot. They're just as well known and informed as the Inquisition. So it would be a weird thing that would happen. But I do think that the Grey Knights would, I don't know if they would be successful, but they sure as hell would not run in like Rambo trying to institute this Terminus Decree.
They also have an entire Forge world that makes things specifically for them. And who knows?
Correct.
I have a hankering that we have Psi Titans hidden somewhere on that thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of woogie boogie stuff they could do. Like,
well, that's why I love Warhammer, because I can go, yeah, well, I actually have a laser force field, so
we've been running around collecting relics from like powerful side relics and demons and shit for like, all these years. And
Yeah.
Ever
heard of a guy
we
named
could
Castellan Crow?
Yeah, we could bend exactly. Like that guy just has a sword that no one else can touch or be near for too long. Like like I don't know. Like they could always pull out the Mary Sue like new like technology weapon that I don't know.
Who would even write this type of a story? Would Dan Abernethy? I don't think so, because no.
No. Well, that's kind of my earlier point. Is this Terminus Decree little blurb?
Yeah.
Rewrites like 4 books written by 2 or 3 of the most prolific and respected 40K writers.
Correct.
And it would require effectively rewriting large chunks of the last several books that end the Horus Heresy.
Yep.
And I just don't. That's why, like, I'm leaning towards it's a little blurb to get like somebody interested. It's mysterious. Sure. What does this mean? Okay, maybe he starts buying, or this person starts buying other books. All that. It can't. It's like it's throwaway. It can't be anything.
Correct.
It just can't.
Like I said, and then we got Loan Me a Smile. If the Inquisition were to help them, Gilliman would probably use it to finally dismantle them. Yes, listen, if something like this were to happen, I think a civil war would break out. It would be another version of the, not the Horus Heresy, but another civil war within the Imperium, but it would be played a lot from the shadows and stuff like that. Like it's such, maybe you're right. Maybe that they're just throwing it in there and people are taking it, for whatever. But the one thing I will say is there's no way in hell the Grey Knights would just run in there and try to take out the Emperor with the Custodes there. You know what I mean? Like they would use some type of strategy. That's what I think is being missed on all of this, is they're not just tangerine eating, loving Grey Knights nice. Who are essentially
it's just one of us that is super into
exactly. So but that's my feeling on the Terminus Decree, right? I feel like I don't like it. I agree with you. I think it's just something thrown in there to get people maybe interested in the Custodes or something, but I don't think it has any far-reaching effects. I don't think we're gonna see the 11th edition, this being the story of the 11th edition. I just think that's kind of a throwaway thing. I don't like that it's been changed from what it was previously. So, but that's my thoughts on it.
I agree.
Definitely made all my Custodes friends clown on me even more. So thanks for that. Thanks, GW.
God damn it. By the way, the Grey Knights are the greatest creation of the Emperor. Okay. I just want to say that, guys. Everybody out there. You think
the Grey Knights are better than the Primarchs?
Listen, from a lore perspective, the Primarchs wound up killing the Emperor, right? The Grey Knights, none of them have fallen, right? It's already been said from a lore perspective that the Grey Knights are the greatest creation of the Emperor. So I'm just gonna go with that. I'm just gonna say that. So
I think they're the pinnacle of Astartes.
Yes.
I don't think the Emperor created so many things, weapons, Astartes, like
I'll say this, the greatest threat is chaos. And,
I mean,
go ahead.
Legion of the Damned.
Sure.
Right? Like
sure.
The prevailing theory I've heard is the Legion of the Damned is basically the Emperor's will made literal manifest. Like, I don't want this planet to fall. Here's a bunch of immortal warriors wreathed in flame that you can't do anything about.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you guys think about some of the other things that were
the book
that came out?
Yeah, I was gonna say the book also left open the fact that obviously Drago's stuck in the warp, so they're gonna probably need to make a decision on who the next Grand Master is gonna be.
Yeah. Do you think that we're gonna get all right, we'll get to the army points in just a minute, but what do you guys think is going to happen with Drago at the end of this edition or the beginning of the 11th? Do you think we've seen the last of Drago, or do you think we'll get a new model? What do you think is going to happen?
I have a prevailing theory, but I'm gonna let Mike go
Sure.
first. And
go ahead, Mike.
Everyone else wait.
So I mean, they left it open-ended. They left it open-ended to where, right, they can do bang, Drago's back from the warp. Look at his cool new mini. He's back. I could also see them being like, you know what, Drago, people didn't like it. Was Drago's too controversial for some reason. People were very split on whether or not they like Drago or not in the lore.
Sure.
He's stuck there. He's stuck there now. Now here's this. Maybe it's a new updated Voldus model, though I think the Voldus model's relatively new compared to everything else. Or what they could do is, because they've been releasing brand new epic heroes for armies, like Votan just got the new the new named Tyrannid Eater guy. The guard got the Krieg Marshal on his horse. So I could see them maybe, instead of doing a new Drago model, being like, bang, new named Grey Knight Grandmaster, you know? Boom, here he is. Look at him. Isn't he cool? So I could see them maybe going one of those two routes.
What do you think, Mr. Noob? What do you think is going to happen?
So
hearing this.
So what happened apparently with the Black Templars in 8th edition or 9th edition, Hellbrick went away.
Mm-hmm.
His model went away. You couldn't buy it anymore. They didn't explain his absence. He just kind of like went away. And then in 10th edition, or maybe it was the Ascend in 9th and this was 8th edition. I don't quite remember the timeline. But Hellbrick got like a big ass centerpiece model. You know, it's like on a 60 millimeter base or something. It's like an enormous model. It's very cool. And now you basically don't see a Black Templar list without Hellbrick in it. So I kind of hope, I don't know anything, honestly, or obviously, but I kind of hope that that's what happens with Drago, is they yoinked him out for 10th. Maybe in like 2-3 years, halfway through, like 11th or like whenever the Codex is teased, bam, here's Drago. He's got a big ass model, 50 millimeter, like, a data sheet to match. He's 175 points, but you can't not bring him. Just that's kind of what I expect, because other factions have had the same thing occur. So
you think he is going to come back? You think he'll come back with an updated model? And do you think there's going to be any storyline specifically about his return? Because what did they do with Hellbrick? Was he just returned?
I don't know. I'm not a Black Templar player, so I don't know if there was like a book that came with that like model's release or what. It wouldn't surprise me. Lots of people like the Black Templar.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if there was a Drago book that released with it. Like, understand too the scale of time that Game Workshop works with here. Like, so the Castle and Crow model was announced in 9th, right?
Yep.
And it hit, and it was on Warcom, and there were like a bunch of like YouTube creators got early edition versions of it, and they were able to build it and paint it the way they want it and all that. And I remember I follow the original painter of that model on Instagram, and he actually said after it was finally released, he said like, I forgot I painted that model because I painted it like 3 years ago.
Wow.
Like, the scale that Games Workshop is working on here is astronomical. At least in terms of, like, the releases that we're used to on Warcom. Right? So, like, this decision to axe Drago might have happened in 9th and finally occurred in 10th, and then they're going to release the model in 11th, right? Like, some YouTube creator we love right now might be painting the new Kaldor Drago right now and is under NDA to not, like, say anything.
That's actually that's a good point. That's a possibility. I think we're gonna get something in 11th edition. I think we'll see the return. Do you think they removed Drago because of the new rule sets and stuff, or like was there a reason? Like, would the Grey Knights have been too powerful from a competitive standpoint having Drago in there? No, right?
No.
No, God, no.
No.
No, so what's so funny is like all right, we're gonna tiptoe into the Codex discussion now. So
Sure.
I have been hoovering up as much like discussions on Reddit or on the Grey Knight Discord or on YouTube channels from my like favorite creators or like really great players, all that stuff. I've been hoovering up as much content for the Grey Knight Codex as I possibly can.
Sure.
And I am just consistently brought back to where I was. If you look at some of my initial videos, like on the leaks, is that we are a deep striking army that has no ability to reliably charge out of deep strike. Like, it's just, I thought I was hoping the Hollowed Conclave, the Terminator, like, detachment would give us something like that.
Yeah.
And, like, even if it was, like, one enhancement gives us +3, one enhancement, like gives us +2, and then one enhancement, like, gives us reroll charges or something, you know, in, like, decreasing cost. I thought something would give us some ability to better deliver. Like, Death Guard got just straight up Death Shroud Terminators get 6-inch deep strike charges with a reroll that is like a 90-something% chance to get in. Right? But that they just do this by like happenstance. This is like our entire 10th edition army design.
Sure.
Is we have very expensive units that are very offensively focused that need to get in when we need them in, and we got none of that shit in the Codex.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's all doom and gloom. I'm just saying that I was really expecting something. And then our one centerpiece unit that gave us that, which is Drago's +3 to charge from deep strike.
Oh God.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
And they could have like put that on Voldis or put that on someone else, and they didn't. And that kind of makes me upset because like Drago coming out at 9 inches with a reroll was like a 92% chance to make it in.
Yeah.
We all have the stories where both failed. We all have those. If you talk to my buddy Tommy, who was like he got his golden ticket last year, he's a very good Grey Knights player. Drago like let him down 50% of the time. So like some of us should not go into a casino, but I'm just saying like I was really expecting one of the detachments to give us something to get in like reliably, and we didn't get that.
Do you think that was that's what I'm saying. It feels like Drago was removed without actually thinking about what it does from a competitive standpoint.
Yeah, that could. I mean, yes, that would not surprise me if they did not think of the consequences. Yes,
that's what it feels like. Like hearing you guys talk about this, I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like they really thought this through.
What a poll, Ray. Do you like the Grey Knights?
Oh,
someone voted no. Oh no, more people voted no. Get out.
I want to see what people are saying. Lone,
it's only 4 votes. Or 5 votes now.
So okay. Loan Me a Smile has another account, so he's saying he can't type, he can't chat on here. So I don't know if OP or one of the mods accidentally banned you. I have no idea, Lone, but we'll figure it out. We'll try to figure it out for you. I don't see you as banned. So
I was gonna say I tried to post once too, and it was grayed out. It said like error, like try again, and then I eventually did, and it let me chat. So
weird. Well, we got 80% right now saying yes, they do like the Grey Knights, so that's good. It's good. It's good that
we have 20% heretics.
It's good. It's good. What did so I'm showing the the Sanctetic Conclave here. What was your thoughts on the, now that you actually have it in hand and you've been able to play with it? I know, Mike, you were saying you have some strong thoughts on the new NDK model, essentially the Grandmaster model for the NDK. So do the new weapons suck, essentially?
Melee weapons are all bad. Yes.
Oh, God.
All of the new melee weapons are bad.
That sucks.
The new gun, well, we got 2 new guns in the box. One of them is good. The other one is for free, and you'll 90% of the time never shoot it or forget to shoot it.
Nipple missiles.
Yeah.
I will say, I went into Eldari. The nipple missiles are really good in the Eldari.
So I played a game in AdMat, and I told my opponent, I'm like, listen, I even made the joke. I'm like, I'm gonna forget to shoot these half the time. And then in my first shooting phase activation, it did 3 damage with it. And he was like, what was that? And I was like, I don't know.
The good news is the nipple missiles still wound Eldari on 3s, so you can kill a model or 2.
They've just given the Grandmaster Dreadknight a blast Stormbolter. Cool, thanks.
It's just the frag storm missile like launcher on every Redemptor Dreadnought. Like every one of the storm speeders has like one of these things on it. The impulsor or the repulsor executioner has like 40 of them on it or whatever.
Yeah,
just
but
I think it's so many guns.
Give me a crack and a frag profile.
No, absolutely, totally agree. I'm sure it is called a frag storm missile launcher though.
Yeah,
and they all have the same profile on all the other guns too. I'm not saying it's great. In fact, you want me to talk about profiles for 1 second? Give our Nemesis force weapons a strike profile. We get our normal profile, which they can call a sweep if they want, and then we get a strike profile. You get -1 or half our like attacks, but we get some, strength 8 or something. I don't know. Just give us our hammers, I guess, in that instance.
By the way, comment for Dresden, the resident Custodes fan. The Grey Knights would be my second favorite faction if they didn't work directly for the Inquisition. Not so big on the whole massacring civilians thing. But I'll say this. I mean, the Grey Knights there's a reason why I don't agree with it, why they do it, or they're, the Inquisition. But there are a lot of the loyalist chapters who, I don't know, dude, they're just like, they consider normal humans nothing, right? So I don't think that the Grey Knights have that attitude, but they're so focused on dealing with chaos and the demons and stuff like that. I just feel like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a story from a novel where that's actually happened, where the outside of the Emperor's Gift, okay, which the Inquisition, like if the Inquisition was not there pushing the Grey Knights to do this, they would not have done that. Is there any other stories that you guys can think of where they literally, outside of them bathing in the blood of the sisters, which was retconned, that does not exist anymore? What is there any other stories that are like that you guys can remember? Grey Knights just straight up killed like civilians.
I mean, there's the entire Months of Shame. The Emperor's Gift book, right? Like
no, that's what I'm saying. But that was really pushed by the Inquisition, right? Even during that storyline, when you're reading the book, the Grey Knights did not, want to follow suit. They just had to do it, right? Essentially, I know that's not a great reason, but I'm saying
they were just following orders.
Yes, well, essentially that's what it comes down to. I know. But I'm saying it's not like the Black Templars. Okay, it's not like the Black Templars.
So it's said in a whole bunch of like little short stories and stuff. A lot of the times when the Grey Knights end up someplace, like the place is already infested, right? Correct. Like Castle and Crow's book. Yep. They land. It's actually a really cool scene where there's like a commander of a tank battalion or whatever that just happens to like be watching as the Storm Raven like pulls up. And all these like purifiers fly out, and then the demons just start evaporating effectively as they're standing there just being ultra pure and awesome.
Yes.
And while the purifiers didn't do anything in that book necessarily to kill or mind wipe whatever civilians or guard remained, they didn't go out of the way to help them either. Like, they had a mission. They went after the mission, right? And then beat like the mortal, like all the mortals just got to suffer. Sorry.
I love Grey Knights, but also in the Crusade book, if we remember, there was that one mission where they were in the tower, and then they teleported out, and the Space Wolves that had been helping them were like, "Oh, okay, bye!" Boom.
That's right. Forgot about that.
They did do that. In the new Armageddon Crusade book, in that lore, there is the Grey Knights were trying to shut down the Warp Rift, and they were collecting these pieces of fragments, and there were these 3 towers that they had to destroy, and each one was a different, like, they were taking them down. On one of them, they Grey Knights and Space Wolves were fighting together, and in the Crusade book, there's a named Brother Captain and a named Space Wolf Lieutenant, and then a named Blood. Not Thirster, the new 8-bound
Blood
leader.
Hunter.
Whatever. New 8-bound leader.
Exalted 8-bound,
that dude. And so they're all attacking and fighting in this tower, and they set the breaching charges, and the Space Wolf Lieutenant sacrifices himself to kill the World Eater guy, and so it's just the Space Wolves left in the tower, a bunch of demons, and the Grey Knights, and they set the breaching charges. And the Grey Knights, it says very specifically, the Grey Knights teleport out. And the entire tower explodes. And they don't say anything else about any of the other people that were left.
That's just payback for the months of shame, man.
So
Yes.
That's payback for us losing a Grandmaster to.
Oh my god, dude!
Logan
Grimnar just bounded across, and he was so fast with his axe.
So there was a moment there. They helped each other. The Grey Knights were like, "Okay, cool, bye." Everything exploded.
I don't know. That's a mismatch of TTPs. That's a mismatch of tactics, techniques, and procedures. The Grey Knights were just following their SOPs, and they didn't even think about the fact that the Space Wolves wouldn't all be able to teleport out.
So, what is your take on the new model for the Grandmaster, the NDK? Like, is it like what do you get outside of the model? The weapons are useless, right? What else do you get? You get the nipple missiles. Is there anything else with this new model?
2 new melee options, which are pretty useless. I have seen a couple of battle reports of people running the mace, but I think hammer's still the way to go.
That's like my game into Drukhari, where I just kind of brought a whole bunch of our data sheets just to see how they play. Not because I necessarily thought it was like the best list I could ever create, but
and the new Melta is good. The new gun, like the actual wrist-mounted gun that you get, is awesome. I love that. That is, I don't want to say transformative, but it is a huge change to being able to pop bigger things a lot more at range more reliably.
So for me, the Subliminator, and granted, I had 3 games lined up last week. 2 of them fell through. I only played 1. The Subliminator fell down for me. What I wanted, because the Grandmaster already, like, when it gets stuck in on a vehicle or monster, it's probably going to kill that vehicle or monster with like certain, like one Grandmaster probably isn't going to ace like a Lord of Skulls by himself or like a Big Knight, but like you could really put like the hurt on him. I kind of want like more, I want to bring like the Flamer or the Silencer to go into those other targets while I'm rushing towards the thing I want to kill in melee. As funny as it could be, and this hasn't happened to me yet, to just be like, oh yeah, by the way, you just take 10 damage. Like, that is very funny. Roll your 6, melt a 4, you take 10. But like I haven't seen that yet. So to me, at least in my one game, which obviously very low data like rate, but I really wanted like the incinerator or even the silencer, because the silencer in Warpbane is really good.
Sure.
Yep. Love
I
silencer in Warpbane.
would not take it in any other detachment, but in Warpbane, the silencer can punch up in a way that you really don't expect.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring up the points here, and we're gonna talk about first of all, what you guys think about the point changes, and how does this change the meta from your guys' perspective? And then, Mike, you've played, and then also Noob, you've played some games. Have you played any tournament games, any rank games recently, Mike, with the new?
No,
Codex?
my first tournament games with this book will be next weekend.
Okay. So let me share
I've played about
this.
six games with the book now.
So this is all available. The new Munitorum Field Manual is all available for free on Warcom. You can go download this and follow along as well.
What's the URL for that? Let me throw it in the chat.
Oh god, here, let me. They
It's
always have the worst like random character sequence.
It's like a PDF in Warhammer Community in
I'll stick
downloads.
It into chat. There you go. This is the new Munitorum Field Manual, and then we are page.
Yeah, so this is every army. This is just a picture.
We're page 23.
Yeah,
23. Okay. So, first of all, I guess what the first question is, the point changes. Obviously, Nemesis Dreadknight, we gain. It's costing 5 more points to use them, right? Does this change any of the meta from your perspective, or is the 5 points? Because how many NDKs are you currently running in your normal setup, Mike?
So
prior to this,
pre-Codex, like my Razorback list, I was running 5. I was running 2 Grandmasters and 3 regulars.
Okay, so it's 25 more points as of today.
Well, the Grandmaster also went up.
Oh,
he went up in the book. I'm pretty sure they were identical points. They were both 205 or 210 in index points. When the book came out, the regular Dreadknight was 205. It's now been bumped up to 210. But the Grandmaster Dreadknight went up 15 to 225. Wow. The Grandmaster Dreadknight also got access to all of the new weapons. His rules got updated, so his rules are way better. Way better.
True. Yeah, they are way better.
So because of that, regular Dreadknights have fallen a little bit out of favor, and Grandmaster Dreadknights are way more in favor. I see pretty much all of the lists I'm seeing right now are running 2 to 3 Grandmaster Dreadknights and no regular Dreadknights now.
Really? Wait, I thought you can only have 2 Grandmaster Dreadknights.
You could have 3.
Yeah, the rule. Yeah, the rule is the rule of 3. If it's not a battle line unit, which is for us a strike squad or a Terminator squad, you can bring 3 of them.
Or dedicated transport, which matters for
Razorbacks.
That does matter. A whole,
you could bring 6 Razorbacks if you really wanted to.
Yes, and I made that. I was like saying that in that voice because I know Mike knew it, but I had to be like, actually, So my old Warpbane list from pre-Codex that I was just having a blast with, and I was winning like 80% of my games. Sure. It was 1 Grandmaster, 3 normal Dreadknights. And then I had 1 5-man Purifier and 1 10-man, 2 Interceptors, 4 Razorbacks, and a Rhino. But just the right now I'm thinking I drop 1 normal Dreadknight for another Grandmaster, and then I drop 1 Razorback. And kind of fill the points in where I need to with additional like enhancements and stuff. That's where I think
you're gonna run 4, 2 regulars, 2 Grandmasters
Yeah, but I might end up going just 3 Grandmasters. It just depends. Like, we're so mobile, you know, and you can always rapid ingress one of them per turn.
So after a couple testing games, just the way I play, I enjoy shooting. So I was trying 2 to 3 Grandmasters with no regulars, but I've realized I need more heavy side cannon in my life. So I've got I have 3 Grandmasters and 1 regular right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you never all of your Dreadknights take the side cannon.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yes.
The other gun depends on the type and what detachment that you're running. I've already mentioned, like in Warpbane, love the silencer. In every other detachment, I'm running the flamer
incinerator
on my normal guys.
Yeah.
I think the subliminator, I think I need to play with it more. I think in Warpbane it even goes up more, right? It gets just better just because like those two shots are like always hitting. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's the same idea with the Razorback, right? That twin linked on the back end means that any rerolls you can get on the front end just mean that like you're always forcing people to take saves on their invulns, which is just so handy. Like I've had games where I haven't been in range, like my opponents kept me far enough away where I haven't been in range to even shoot the sublimator at anything. I've had a couple games where I've been shooting at it at like outside of Melter range, and then like I had a game in AdMech where I looked at a Dune Crawler. And then the Dune Crawler wasn't there anymore, and that was pretty cool. Yep,
that's the way I feel about las cannons though, because like I swear I rolled damage for las cannons. It's a 1 or 2 plus 1. You know, it's like cool. I killed a Terminator, but it's like every now and then when you roll that 6 and you do 7 damage, it's like it was into something with 4 wounds left anyway. So yeah. I'm either underkilling or overkilling. I'm never doing like what I need.
And I've been trying other detachments outside of Warpbane. I think unfortunately in tournaments I will be pivoting back to Warpbane, and I'm playing very similar to what I was playing before.
So are you going to run 3 Grandmaster Dreadnought?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll probably run the 3-in-1 right now just to see.
So for those of you, we mentioned this very briefly. The rules for the Grandmaster got better. The rules I mean, at the base level, if you look at them really quickly, didn't change. But there's some specific wording pieces that did change. So I forget the name of the ability, but it was basically the Grandmaster Dreadknight in melee gets to reroll hits, wounds, and damage into vehicles and monsters. But before the Codex, there was a rider on that said only 1 Grandmaster Dreadknight can use this ability per battle round. So that means if you had 3 of them, and all 3 like charge a big knight, only one of them gets full rerolls. Now they all do. They removed that rider. So that's the first thing that changed. The second thing is it had the dumbest ability in 10th edition index that I can possibly think of, because what it had this other ability that said reduce the cost of any stratagem used on this model to 1. Most stratagems are already 1. Rapid Ingress, 1. Command reroll, 1.
Sure.
Like our old it's the Armor of a Contempt, which was called Truce of Armor, 1. When we released an index, there was exactly 1 stratagem that was 2 CP, and it was the melee dev wounds. So that basically meant that you only get to reduce the cost of this 1 stratagem to 1.
So the only time I ever found it come up in games was one when the Callous Assassin was super popular. And the Callous Assassin has an aura that anytime the other person, right, your opponent uses a stratagem, you increase the within 12 of the assassin, you increase the cost of the stratagem by 1. So this basically meant that if you tried to use a stratagem in that aura, it was always 1. The only other time I've had it come up was you can interrupt, which is like you get to fight before your opponent does in their fight phase, after they've charged you. And that one actually I did use a decent amount, because interrupting for 1 CP is pretty strong. But now it's you just get to reduce the cost of strat to 0 once.
Which means that if there is a Calidus increase the price of your interrupt, now it only costs you 1 CP and not 3.
Which it was doing before anyway.
Yes, which it was doing before me. Because remember the way that the rules are, like, if you have like halves damage, right? Like, let's say your subliminator like wounds and does, let's say you roll a 4, right? But you're firing into a, because there's that brand new model, they have damage, so they only have damage from the roll, not the Melta modifier. So if you roll a 4, the damage is now 2, but then you still add the, so you're actually doing 6 damage. So those modifiers and where they land in the sequence matter. And the Vect, which is the colloquial term from these, the Calidus assassin, but all
Bjorn, that's
yeah, all of those +1 command point costs are modified after the modifier.
Has anybody tried running the brick of the vulnerable dreadnought since they've released in this one?
I ran it in a very silly list, and it did its thing, but it was a very silly list, and I lost that game very badly.
Oh boy.
So I have seen it in a bunch of the bat reps I've watched.
Mm-hmm. What is it? What, like, it's the worst dreadnought.
It's
right. It's the worst one.
It's the only venerable dreadnought in Imperial armor anymore. Every other Space Marine have the Redemptors and the Ballistuses and the cool Primaris dreadnoughts. So that's first. The closest thing anyone has to it are the Chaos have the Hell Brutes, which are kind of similar but way cooler.
And way cheaper.
Yes, also that. And way just better. They're just better. Before, it had in Index, it had no synergy with any, it had no keywords that let it affect with any of the Grey Knight rules, and it only moved 6 inches. So it was a unit that didn't interact with your army and couldn't teleport and couldn't keep up. So it was literally useless. Now,
it was really bad.
Now it moves 8 inches, so it can kind of keep up. It's a character, so you can give it enhancements, which is a blessing and a curse because people can get a score assassinate, but whatever. It gained the army rule, so it can teleport with everyone.
Oh, okay.
Which is super cool. And then before, it had like an aura of rerolls only for infantry, which again is bad when you want it to. It can't keep up with anything.
Oh shit! You know what? Actually, you know what? I remember in Cascade Demon Hunters, whenever I would use the teleport ability to move everybody, the dreadnought wouldn't move.
Gate of Infinity, which is our new army rule.
Yeah, it wouldn't teleport the dreadnought. I remember. That's actually
so they changed that. Dreadnought can
well,
teleport.
That was canon. That was canon at the time.
At the time, yeah. They better make the goddamn change.
That's actually.
And now
really
when it
funny
shoots something, it gives +1 to hit for the rest of your entire army at that thing it shot.
Oh, okay.
Which is valuable, but it's expensive. Honestly, that is the biggest thing. It's 140 points, so it's expensive.
It's valuable, but also remember, like, we're not, like, our shooting is fine.
Sure.
It's not oppressive. What is oppressive is the fact that we can bring it to bear anywhere we want specifically.
Sure.
If you don't screen us out. So, like, the side cannon on our Dreadknights is a good profile. It's fine. Like, it's not a bad profile. The thing is, every Dreadknight gets to fire it at you where we want it every single turn, and then it feels bad, by the end of the game if you haven't killed the Dreadknights, right? But like, there's no there's no like Ultramarine 6-man like Laz Centurion garbage like here, where it is just like an oppressively good unit and it is very, very good every single round. It's just, we can bring a lot of them and they're pretty good. And when you get shot by pretty good guns over and over and over, it feels awful.
Sure.
But like, we aren't really a shooting army. If you're Eldari, I know right now any Eldari people listening are like, fuck you, because like the Stormbolters chew through T3, just chew through any T3 one wound models. But if you go into Orcs, Space Marines, anything vehicle, like lots of vehicles, the Stormbolters are almost like, I'm only rolling these because I have 40 shots and I will probably plink 2 wounds. Like
unless you're a purifier.
Unless you're a purifier, yeah, and then always fire them. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, we're not really a shooting army. That's which kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, where we're a deep striking melee army that has no way to get into melee like reliably from deep strike, which makes me sad. But don't count on those 9-inch charges. Just don't.
And I've been trying to pivot my playstyle, trying the different detachments and stuff into being a more of a. I had been playing very shooting heavy with melee as my cleanup with Warpbane before, right? It was very much, I stand back, I shoot you, I bring my guns to bear, like he's saying, exactly where I want, and I'm just shooting you from far away, and then I will get short charges in, but I'm almost never trying to charge out of deep strike, or I'm sometimes doing rapid ingress plays to get into better positions and stuff like that. And so I've been trying to change my playstyle a little bit, or at least to test all the stuff. And I've been trying to play more melee heavy. And I found that, I always struggle getting into grips with what I want when I want because of that.
What do you see from a competitive standpoint? What do you think? I mean, when is your next game's coming up soon? What do you so you're gonna run 3 Grandmasters, Nemesis Dreadknights, and what would you say, 1 normal?
Yeah, so I'm gonna I've tried a bunch of different attachments. The only one that kind of has called to me outside of after testing is Banishers, to be honest. Like Sanctic felt bad. Argurium was weird, and I probably need to test that more. Hallowed Conclave was funny because I had all of my Terminators. And then Brotherhood Strike was cool, but it felt like I could just be playing Warpbane and it would be better.
Yeah.
In terms of like the rules and stuff like that. Banishers feels very different, which is kind of fun. And it has Mists of Deimos, which is just a joy of a stratagem to get to use. But I'm gonna basically end up running. I dropped a Rhino and a couple and 1 Dread Knight.
Sure.
From my list, and I'm running more Purifiers and more Interceptors, just more guys.
Yeah.
To be honest, and then and Crow. Crow wasn't in my list before. Crow is in the list now.
I just slapped Crow into a list I'm playing with right now.
And honestly, Crow has a lot of flex have to in the list building, right? Because he's a leader. You don't actually have to declare who he attaches to.
Sure.
You can do that at the beginning of this too if you have different units he could attach to from game to game. So I have a 10-man Purifier and a 5-man Purifier. And so depending on the matchup, I will attach it. Crow can't fit inside of a Razorback, but a 5-man and Crow can. So like into Horde matchups, GSC, into AdMech, I attached them to the big group. And into big hordes like Orcs and stuff like that, the big 10-man bricking Crow will absolutely one-tap big bricks of infantry.
I watched a bat rep where Crow with a 10-man brick completely destroyed a Necron destroyer, like full 6-man unit with the attached character.
Wow.
But into like the
whole unit. Unit.
into like 2+ armor saves, into like the Death Guard matchup, Space Marine matchup, Custodes matchup. Crow and 5 Purifiers and a Razorback is also super valuable because the Razorback gives the thing that got out of it the +1 AP buff, and it gets their Purifying Flame up to AP3 ignoring cover, which is really good into 2-up armor saves, and also lasts for the whole turn, so you can get their melee into the tougher targets like that to AP3 as well.
And I know that sounds dumb, but like forcing like a Space Marine player who has armor of like Contempt to that you say, oh, these are all AP3 like anti-infantry 2+. Now they're like not even gonna spend the armor of Contempt. Like they're just gonna be on their invul anyway. Where if you get them right to their invul with like -2, they can spend it and get it to like 3-up saves. This just is like, no, like fuck you.
I've seen people with like 5-up invuln saves or 5-up armor saves roll crazy. Like take 3 5-up saves and they make all 3. And it's like, what? The being able to go, okay, now take 3 6-up saves is like, that's such a big difference. I've found.
Yeah. Just quickly say hi. What's up? Same time. You're on late, man. So thank you for stopping in. So let me ask you guys a question, right? I already know the answer to this, but like, why the hell do we even have, I know not everything is about the competitive game, but like we don't like
you.
Stormhawk interceptors or gunships are like, does anybody
I don't know
use, and I'm talking about any chapter.
Storm Raven gunships are viable right now for Grey Knights.
Really?
Yes.
Well, yes. So
wow.
Our Storm Raven is better than others.
Yes.
Because some of the guns, like the Plasma, is just base 3, I think, attacks, not D3 +3. It's like just 3+3 blast. The Storm Strike missiles are better. But the caveat is it's only good in Sanctic Spearhead.
God damn.
That is true. It is only good in one detachment.
The vehicle specific.
Although actually I think it actually is playing Warpbane as well.
It's so expensive, man.
Wow.
It's 280 points. I don't see.
I know. But
you're dropping a Grandmaster and like a Razorback to bring a Storm. I mean, I would do it. I think it'd be fun.
Sure.
But like,
so the Art of War, I'm in the Art of War like community or gold or whatever. They have a battle report out for their members. That's Siegler playing Death Guard, Warpbane with a Storm Raven.
Wow.
And he picks up 1,200 points of Death Guard in one turn.
With the Storm Raven?
Not with the Storm Raven, but like in his go turn, the Storm Raven and his Warpbane army picked up 1,200 points of Death Guard. It was insane. Granted, it's Siegler, so this is like literally the best player of Warhammer on the planet, but it was insane.
Also a robot.
Yes.
That man is like doing all the math. Have you guys ever seen like the movie Next with Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
Yeah, and like he can see like 6 seconds like in the future or whatever, or like 15 seconds in the future. That's like Siegler.
Wow.
He already knows what you're gonna do. He knows what your dice are gonna roll.
God damn. Have you guys ever seen a Grey Knight Thunderhawk gunship? Has anybody ever made a here it goes. Have you painted, I know you have, have you painted it up yet? He's gonna show it.
Something that GW did that was funny.
Play?
No, the Thunderhawk, no. It's
God damn, that thing is big.
But what
are you gonna paint that, dude? Paint it up.
The Storm Raven for Grey Knights specifically, on its data sheet, all of its weapons are better than the regular Space Marine Storm Raven for some reason.
Is this just in the latest codex?
No. In the index even, its weapons were just better. 10. And so what GW does every couple months with these like points updates, they will do FAQs where they let people ask them questions and then they will answer them. And so then someone asked very
Size that
specifically, is it
It's the
intended
moon.
that the Grey Knight Stormraven gunship is better than the other Stormraven gunships?
Sure.
And so in their Q&As, they have the Q where they have their question, and then they have the A for their answer, and their A was just yes. No explanation, just yes. Is the Grey Knight Stormraven gunship supposed to be better? Yes.
So
wow.
So the reasoning I can think of is that if you play normal Space Marines, right, you have the Oath of Moment army ability, where you target an enemy unit in your command phase.
Sure.
And your entire army gets to reroll hits against that unit for the rest of the turn until your next command phase, right? So that's vehicles. That's anything. That's vehicles, infantry, mounted, whatever. Grey Knights, our army rule only works on psychers. Our vehicles aren't psychers, so like we can't teleport a land raider across the battlefield.
Sure.
Right? Like that would be crazy.
That's why it was important that the Dreadnought, the vulnerable Dreadnought, was changed with this, right? Because now he can teleport.
Yeah,
okay.
He was real bad in the index because not only was he only moving 6, so he couldn't keep up with the army anyway.
Yeah.
He couldn't teleport, which means he wasn't keeping up with your army anyway.
Oh boy.
But I think they made the Stormraven better because of that. That they're like, well, the Grey Knights don't get an army-wide bonus that the vehicles can use. But then you look at that and you think, oh, that makes sense. But then none of the rest of the vehicles get that. So I don't know. Like that's what I thought at first. It's like, it must be because of our army rule.
None of the land raiders have been updated. Like have better weapons. None of the other plane. None of the interceptors or have better weapons. So I don't know.
So across, let me ask you a question. If across the board they made all of the Grey Knight vehicles better, right, at the same level they did the Stormraven, right? Would you see Land Raider, Redeemer, Crusaders in lists? Would there? I know it's kind of an open-ended question, but like, would that open the door for Grey Knights using those? I know we're using the Rhinos and Razorbacks right now, but like
the Land Raiders still kind of have the same problem as the Stormraven because the Redeemer is just a really good tank,
good,
but it's 285 points. It's more expensive than a Stormraven. The other Land Raiders are cheaper than the Stormraven, but like not by much. So
they're way worse, like offensively.
Yeah, correct, and their offensive output's way worse. The defensive output's pretty bad too.
Sure.
Yeah. No invul is just insane to me for a model that expensive. The flamers on the Redeemer will pick up custodes in Overwatch.
Oh really?
I've killed an armager just shooting the flamers.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like strength 6 -2 damage base.
Yeah.
Like they're just
and you have 2 of them, and each one of them is D6 plus 3. So both of them together put out 2d6 plus 6 shots. And those things go insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you can, you're not gonna like kill a warden squad, but they're probably not gonna. I don't even think they can pop it in like the movement phase anyway. But
not in Overwatch now.
Yeah. So like you could pick up a 3-man warden squad with those.
Well, I guess they could. They have to declare.
I thought it was shooting and fight only. Right?
Oh, I don't know if it has that right. I thought it was at the start of any phase. I don't know.
Is it just any phase? Okay, I don't know.
I don't actually know. But they would have to have so much foresight to know to pop their 4-up Feel No Pain in their movement phase, which would be kind of insane that you've positioned yourself so well that they have to pop their once per game ability in their movement phase.
So, all right. So let's go back to a competitive standpoint. So you're saying, all right. So you're running the maximum Grandmaster Nemesis Dreadknights, 1 normal. So running 4 total. What else? So do you feel like you're worse now since the Codex?
No. The things that got, like I said, the Grandmaster Dreadknight got his data sheet got better.
Sure.
So So he is now just a better model in my army. Same thing happened with the Purifiers. Purifiers are insane now. So they are just now strictly better than what they were. So, which is why I'm like, which is why I think everyone has come back to, well, Warpbane has a really good rules. And now we have taken really good rules and we can take updated data sheets that have gotten better and we put them together and that makes us better. So we are in a better spot. You'd asked about the meta.
Yeah.
Right now, with the way the meta is what's really good right now isn't great for Grey Knights. The Codex makes us better into them. Right? We like the Codex didn't help a ton into like knights are still like tough, like in terms of killing them.
Yeah.
We've gotten more consistent at it. But they're still that's still a struggle. Death Guard still exists and is still insane, but it also, as the meta probably comes down, Grey Knights will get better, right? Like as the things that are at the top come down, Grey Knights will get better and stuff like that.
Yeah. Another thing too, to Mike's point, right? Like when you're building an all-comers list and you're going to a singles tournament.
So I'm avoiding teams because that's a whole nother crazy. Which is actually, I'm playing a team event next weekend, so that is. But let's say you're gonna go to like the local, like RTT.
So you're gonna try to make a list that's as good as possible into as many things out there as possible. First thing you're gonna do from a competitive standpoint is you're gonna look at the army that you want to bring, and look at the top 3 or 4 armies in the meta, because you will probably face them, especially if you're doing well, right? And you're going to be like, what tools do I have to go into these things? So because Knights and Death Guard are so prevalent right now, you see a lot of like Space Marines who are 25% of the meta most of the time. 25 to like 30% of any event will be some amount of Space Marine players. Like whether they're tryhards or not, right? Like they're bringing the latest Space Marine, like Space Wolves, or like latest Black Templar, or they're just like some Salamanders player who always brings Salamanders, right? You're gonna run into some number of them. Right now, there are so many of them bringing anti-vehicle weapons to kill Knights that it actually makes us. It's like bringing Dreadknights is kind of a toss-up.
Oh, really?
Because
everyone is teched to kill big things right now, and Dreadknights are not compared for what people are building to kill. Dreadknights are not big things.
Which means that like when you go into the new Space Wolves, and then they also brought 3 Vanquishers because they're really good into Death Guard and into Knights. Guess what? They're really good into our Dreadknights. So then you have to play a game of like, can I kill the Demolishers before he kills my Dreadknights, or do I throw the Dreadknights away and hope my infantry can, like, you know, like you got to play this game. So to Mike's point, when those top tier armies get nerfed, which they will be because they are wildly outside of the norm for 10th edition, you might see a lot of those anti-tank. Like right now, you'll never find a Drakari leaving home without at least 2 squads of Haywire Scourges. Haywire Scourges just delete Dreadknights. If you fail 2 saves, you've lost your Dreadknight.
Wow.
Like, it's real bad. And you're probably taking 6 saves.
It's what makes Terminators also kind of rough, is because Terminators are very expensive, and so people can just turn those guns to the Terminators, and then all your Terminators are gone.
Unless they're 4-wound Terminators.
Oh, God.
And then the math changes a lot.
Yeah, we don't have any of those, though.
No, we don't. I was kind of hoping Paladins would get...
now
they got +1 damage, so, I mean, like...
So is there any competitive that you could actually win a tournament of a list for the Grey Knights without Nemesis Dreadknights in it?
So I had a buddy last weekend win an RT with a Banishers list that had no Dreadknights in it.
Wow.
What's very interesting about that question is that when you no longer are paying the 800 points for Dreadknights, you actually do open yourself up to having a lot more interceptors, which are incredible scoring units.
Yeah,
you can
so
bring
which was one of my buddy's big MVP, big takeaway from that run that he did was his favorite unit in the book now, 10-man interceptors.
Wow.
10-man. Huh.
Yeah, a big 10-man. He's with mists, and again, this is a like
it's
he won a golden ticket. Yes, in Banishers, he won a golden ticket. So this is like the top, like way better than me, like an incredible player. The way he used the 10-man interceptors with their move and shoot and the updated Mists of Deimos or whatever, Shadows of Anarch, in Banishers. It basically got to deny so many points from his opponent, and then with Mists of Deimos, it never got interacted with, basically.
Wow.
But that is very, 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 very big on how you position it. And like, I am not confident that I could recreate it as effectively even as he did it. The move blocking and weird movement stuff you can do with interceptors is and they can advance and charge in Banishers.
A 10-man advance and charge, that's 30 attacks.
Wow.
With the Banishers, like potentially lethals or sustained.
And with out of a Razorback, right, they're moving 15 inches before the advance, so you have potential of moving 21 inches and charging.
Can a 10-man fit in?
I'm sorry, out of a Rhino.
You mean a Rhino?
Yeah, out of a Rhino.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I thought they could
carry out of the Rhino. I'm too Razorback pill.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
But he was also running, like, I think he was running 4 Razorbacks and 1 Rhino, and he had 2 big bricks of Purifiers, 1 big brick of Interceptors, and then like 2 small 5-man of Interceptors, 2 small 5-man of Purifiers, a couple Strikes, and like some Libby and some Terminators. Yeah. And it just gives you so much. Yeah, and because of that extra 800 points you're not spending, or 700-ish points if you're bringing 3 Grandmasters, like you just have so much more stuff to play with. Not that we're ever going to be a horde army, even if you just bring nothing but like, power armor bodies, but you just get so much more stuff. And then, and not to take anything away from my buddy, he also got, he got kind of lucky in his matchups. He fought his 3, he beat Custodes, he beat Eldar, and he beat Space Wolves. None of those are amazing matchups. The Eldar matchup is pretty solid for Grey Knights, but none of them are amazing matchups. And you still have to play those games and win those games. But I would be curious to see what his plan was if he had fought in a Knights. What happens when you fight into a Death Guard with that. I'm sure he has those answers, but like looking at the list and reading it, if I'm running that list and I fight Knights, I think I just lose that game because I don't kill anything. So pilot is very important.
Yeah, of course. Right.
Where I am skill wise, I need Dreadknights. I don't want to say they're a crutch for me, but they're the big part of what I do with my lists.
I won't say they're a crutch, but they're more like
they hold up my entire.
They're more like a stick that I put my arm into.
Yeah, the entire foundation of what I do is based around Dreadknights. So
nice. Yeah,
so now,
it's pretty wild. Actually, I just sent you, Wraith, in our little group chat, a list that I actually put together. This is a massage version of my pre-Codex Warpbane list.
Ooh.
And I wanted to know if Mike wanted to punch a bunch of holes in this.
Sure, let me pop it into the...
Honestly, I bet it is like... It has I'm guessing right now off the top of my head without seeing it, a 2-unit difference from mine.
No, just... Okay, without seeing it, what is it? It's Warpbane.
Okay, this is pre-Codex or post-Codex?
This is post-Codex. It's a It's a variation of my pre-Codex list, but
From
for the
Warpaint.
post
All right.
Post-Codex world.
Well,
Let's start with
three
with
Grandmaster Dreadknights.
Okay, you got it so far.
I'm guessing Crow's in there now.
He is. He wasn't before.
Did you go for a like a librarian or a brother captain?
No.
Nope.
Because I think that's all you bring.
This is Warpaint, man. No Terminators.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Did you get tempted by a Tech Marine then?
No.
No.
Because
God,
I've
no.
been
garbage.
But he attaches to purifiers.
Yeah, what's up, badass reviews? Thank
Man,
you for stopping in, dude.
That annoys me so much that the
Yeah, the fact that
the
Tech
Bro
Marine
Champ
attaches
doesn't.
to purifiers and the Bro Champ attaches to Purgation Marines is just why. Yes, I agree. All right, so 3 Grandmaster Dreadknights, Crow. I'm guessing you paid the single strike squad tax.
I did.
Yeah, you have to. You're Razorback pilled as well, so I'm guessing you have 3.
Close.
No. Oh, did you go down to 2?
No, I have 4.
You went
brother.
up. You went up to 4.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Did you go for a Rhino then? Because I would have guessed 3 and a Rhino. No Rhino. All right. So
I could do 3 and a Rhino for the 10-man brick, and this specific.
That was the
Yeah.
direction I thought you were gonna go. Was you were gonna go 3 and a Rhino for Crow and the 10.
I could do that, right? I could always go down.
You can always swap the points. Yeah. Which means you have a 10 purifier. You have 2 interceptors.
I do. You're only missing 2 units.
Like, so my question is did you go 2 5-man purifiers or did you go for another 10-man?
I don't think you leave home in the post 10th edition Codex without 20 purifiers, and I think you always go 10-5-5.
Yeah, so I've also gone 10-5-5 as well.
Yeah.
And I agree with you.
I would be more tempted to drop the 10 to another 5 than drop one of the 5s and leave the 10 and a 5. Like, the purifiers are just, they got such a glow up.
Yeah.
I just don't see how in any list you don't bring like 15 to 20 purifiers. And
So-
that's either 5-5-5 or 10-5-5.
Yeah.
What did they upgrade or update the
Oh,
purifiers?
brother.
Let's talk purifiers here, because I love the look of the purifiers and Castellan gear. Are they using flamers? What are the purifiers using? And your what's their loadout?
So the 10-man is rocking just bolters, just melee weapons. Because the big thing is, right, is you lose if you take a heavy weapon, you take an incinerator or a cyclone or whatever, you lose a sword.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, for power armor.
Yes, for the power armor. Terminators get to wrist mount theirs. I have gone back and forth with my 5-mans. I kind of like having the 2 special weapons in the 5-mans because I kind of use them as screen clearers, action monkeys, and then just the reroll bubbles and warpbane.
Sure.
But that's like that is just personal preference. What makes them really good now is before their rule was if they were below starting strength, they got +1 to hit, and if they got below half strength, they got +1 to wound, which meant that if for some reason you lived with 2 guys left, those 2 guys might do a little bit of damage.
Those 2 guys individually went Super Saiyan, but unfortunately, the 2 guys don't go Super Saiyan enough
to make
to really matter.
Right, the 2 guys go hard enough to make up for the fact that they probably would have just done the same amount of damage if I had just had the other 3 guys. Now their rule is they get reroll 1s to wound all the time. And if the unit they are attacking is on an objective, it doesn't matter if you control it. if they have touched an objective, they have played the game of Warhammer and their unit is on an objective, you now get full rerolls to wound against it all the time, shooting and melee. So in Warpbane, when purifiers give off their own aura of full rerolls to wound or full rerolls to hit all the time, it means that they get full rerolls to hit, and then if your opponent has touched an objective, they are full rerolls to wound.
Wow.
So then you rock up with 10 purifiers and you go, hello there. I am 10 purifiers with Castellan Crow. Would you like to take 24 purifying flame shots and then another 44 Stormbolter shots at full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound?
Holy crap.
And then if you're still alive, I'll probably charge you to clean up whatever's
with full rerolls to hit and full rerolls
granted,
to wound.
that is a 340 point unit doing that because it's it's 250 for the purifiers and 90 for Crow, but like that's when I watched that combo in shooting in a bat rep. I won't say easily, but like pick up 6 Necron destroyers and the attached character in one shooting phase.
Holy shit.
Because they were on an objective. So they got full rerolls to hit, they got full rerolls to wound, wounding infantry on 2s with purifying flame. So they went up. Pop.
I keep bringing up this AdMech game I played, and I want to point out I lost this AdMech game. It was a close game, but I lost. I killed 10 of their Skystalkers in Overwatch. All 10 of them. Full rerolls to hit is crazy, and then you just have that many shots. Just all right, here's 44 shots, only hitting on 6s. You roll all your dice. You go, oh look, I only got 8. All right, I'm gonna pick up the other 30 I missed and re-roll them. Oh look, that turned into 20. And wounding time, do it again.
Wow. So now, with your list, what at this moment would you say you're competitive? First of all, I'm going to bring up Noobs because we can see this on the screen because he had sent it to me. What is your competitive list if you have to go to a tournament game tomorrow?
So I have flip-flop back and forth. I was trying on, like I said, only 3 Grandmaster Dreadknights, and after a couple of games I was like, I want more, I need more shooting.
Sure.
So I've added a regular Dreadknight in order to do that I had to lose a Rhino, and then my options were lose a Purifier squad or lose an Interceptor squad. And so now which is like a choice to make. So basically my options are, which is I guess we can help me make this decision now. Is my decision basically is 3 Grandmaster Dreadknights and Crow with 3 Razorbacks, 2 Interceptor squads, a Nemesis, a regular Dreadknight, a big 10-man Purifier, and then a single 5-man Purifier. You could swap the 5-man Purifier for an Interceptor for one of. You could add an Interceptor.
Yeah.
You could lose an Interceptor and add a 3rd Purifier squad. Is basically the options there. Or you take out the regular Dreadnought entirely, and you get to add in another 5-man Purifier squad and a Rhino.
So this is a Warpbane list, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so you're effectively bringing the Dreadknight to do what that other 5-man of Purifiers would be doing, but you get more, like, you know, you're really good into Terminator bodies or like Custody bodies and stuff. So I don't know, man. I think if you really want that 4th Dreadknight, I think you drop the Purifier squad.
Yeah, like that's
because it's kind of doing the same thing anyway. And if the Dreadnight's still alive at the end of the game, you can do actions with it and stuff. So. And
I would rather, and I think then if that's the option I'm going with, then the option is: do I bring 2 Purifier squads, or do I have the big 10-man for sure, and then I have a little 5-man and 2 Interceptor squads, or I only bring 1 Interceptor squad and I bring another 5-man. Yeah, I think I
absolutely bring
you need
the 2
2
Interceptors. Yeah, like
so that is basically, if we've talked it out now, that is where I've landed. That's what I had plugged in is 3 Grandmaster Dreadknights Crow, 3 Razorbacks, a single strike squad, 2 Interceptor squads, a big 10-man Purifier, a little 5-man Purifier, and then a regular Dreadknight.
The only thing you're really missing is that 5-man Purifier in Warpbane is like giving the reroll hit bubble.
Right.
That's the only thing you're really missing by bringing the other Dread Knight. But then your other option is like you're bringing the Dread Knight, which is better into like Eldari transports or Drukhari transports, or like they're better into Terminator bodies. So
And I think being able to threaten advance and charge from a Dread Knight is pretty valuable as well.
that's true too. Yeah, you can advance and shoot and charge and fall back and shoot and charge. Yeah.
Right. So you can like have it right because if I'm starting basically everything on the table, or I would probably start a single Grandmaster Dread Knight in Deep Strike to Rapid Ingress later, and then at the end of turn 1, I'm able to pick up the big 10-man of Purifiers, the 2 other Grandmaster Dread Knights, and then the other Dread Knight, the regular Dread Knight, is still effective on the table. It's kind of the thought.
I mean, it's obviously matchup dependent, but yeah.
Do you see with the way the meta is starting to change with more armor killers essentially being part of what people are bringing, especially from Space Marine standpoints? What do you think is going to stop? Because I'm guessing the Knights are super played currently right now in the meta, correct?
Yeah, Knights are real big right now.
So what would hurt the Knights from is it going to be just people playing Knight killers essentially, or do you think they're going to have to nerf something with the Knights, or is it a combination of the two?
So the Knight Codex is on the next, and from what I've heard from what my sources is it's doesn't look super hot. So when that codex comes out, obviously there'll be a reshuffling of things, but it's hard to know. I think that Knights need, I don't know, there's like Death Guard I think isn't good, like their rules are good, but there's just their things are really cheap. So I feel like Death Guard's a pretty easy fix. Knights are always a weird thing to balance because, like, I don't know, when they did their update to their toughness and brought them down to T11, they decided to then lower the points costs on all the Knights of the big Knights, which meant the Knight lists gained like 300 points almost to then bring more Knights.
Wow.
So I could see that, like, the small Knight point changes, them going up slightly.
So one of the things with Knights is that they also have very few data sheets, right?
Yeah.
And if you change the points too much, they're also so expensive that you can go from having like a pretty full list, like you're at like 1990 or like 2000, to where you're like, I have no room to put anything. I guess I'll bring a cultist squad or something because like you're just completely out of points. So it's hard to balance them from that standpoint. And the other standpoint is like, even if you're a Chaos Knight army and you just have, 9 little Knights, and that's your whole army, you only have 9 models.
9 little Knights? They're bringing 14 now.
Oh, is it 14? Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, wow.
Yeah, so Chaos Knights can only do that in one detachment now.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm.
In that one detachment, they bring 14.
Yeah, I know there was the Dog Walker.
Even Imperial Knights are running, like, there's a list that I have a teammate that he's really liking right now because it's kind of an anti-pick. A lot of Imperial Knight players are running a bunch of the big Knights, like 2 to 3 big Knights and then 4 to 5 little Knights. There is another big Knight list, Imperial Knight list, which is one single big Knight, Canis Rex, most of the time, and then 11 armatures. Like that's honestly the crazy thing is the points cost of the little Knights is really good, and they're so efficient for what they do.
Wow. Is there any list where you're using Canis Rex for the Grey Knights?
No, not really. It's always a fun idea, but it's just kind of the same thing as like the Storm Raven is. Yeah. He doesn't synergize super well with the army. He's a lot of points.
He's very good by himself. He was very good, and you saw him a lot when we only had the index detachment. Because
I ran him. I used to run him back then as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've run him once. He's actually right up here, just staring at me. But like we got access to, with Grotmas, with Warpbane, we got access to some more reliability that we didn't have before with the reroll hits.
Yep.
Even rerolling ones to hit if you're not in like hallowed ground was a nice bonus for us, because a lot of our guns we just shoot a lot of low, like it's a high volume of like low damage attacks. So you can like chip wounds that way. But Canis, like why he's so good and why you'll see him in like every night list right now is, first of all, he's every Imperial night list. First of all, he's an ally, so adding him doesn't cost you anything really.
Sure.
And then also his data sheet buffs him so well.
Yeah, he is self-sufficient himself. His own data sheet rules have nothing to do with the Knight army. It has only thing to do with Canis Rex. So you can bring him in any army, and he himself is just good in a vacuum. He is just always amazing.
Wow.
He's just as good in Sisters as he would be in a Knight's army or in a Grey Knights army.
He's better in Knights because Knights have more things to give to him, but he himself is just such a complete package.
Yeah.
What are in competitive lists? Are we seeing assassins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They kind of take up that like Grey Knights. You'll write your list and you have 100 points kind of left over. Is like that last little wiggle room. You got 100 points left over, and you look at your list and you're like, okay, do I like Razorbacks? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, you add more of them. If the answer is no, you go, okay, what can I add that's not that? And then and then your choices are Canis Rex, the police, or assassins.
Which,
and honestly, the police are cool. I like the police a lot.
The subductors are really good for 100 points. They're 11 models. You can tie up a huge amount of your backfield with them.
They have a 4-up invuln, so they're like cops with riot shields.
Yeah, they're surprisingly hard to kill for some reason. Like you can't just throw like willy-nilly bullshit at it and kill like half the unit, right? It's not like the what's the World Eaters cultists? What are they called?
Oh, the Jackals.
Yeah, like those guys just die in swarms, like just huge swaths. You can just mow those dudes down. But like the cops stick around. Like you shoot a last cannon at them and they'll like tank it. You're like, what? Don't understand.
So now with the changes to some of the points for the Dreadknights, is there? I know I asked you this before. You feel like you're better post the Codex release and the army list updates. Do you see any of your bad matchups being better now because of the? Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's a big thing.
Like the Purifier change was big, was massive. Oh, their Purifying Flame went up from AP1 to AP2, which was also huge. So like just that by itself means that my Purifiers
and they ignore
everything is in the Death Guard lens right now for me. Is how do I do if I fight Death Guard? And so like Purifiers kill Death Guard so well now. They did it good before, and now they do it so well now.
Wow. Interesting. So,
one of my biggest, I'm gonna slightly pivot here. One of my biggest problems though is like we only have 11 unique data sheets, and like really you're only gonna bring. Like you're gonna bring strike squads because Sticky's amazing, especially for an elite army.
Yeah, you gotta pay the strike squad tax.
You gotta have
every list strike squad tax.
Yeah, like you gotta have Sticky. You're gonna bring Purifiers, Interceptors, and like you're gonna bring some variant of Dread Knight usually, like unless you're going for some skew thing where you're going for no Dread Knights, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to bring some combination of Grandmasters and normal ones. And then you're really not going to bring almost anything else. Like Purgation squads got nerfed. Like you may see 1 to 3 strike squads in a list.
If you're not being super contrarian, the first 1,000 points of every Grey Knight list is going to be the exact same.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you'll see either Paladins or Terminators, probably Paladins right now.
Yeah.
But like Paladins,
I think 4-man Terminators with a Librarian is actually insane.
They're very good, but they're also very expensive. Like they're probably the best like mid-ground holding unit in the game, but you're paying what, 80 for the Librarian, and then you're paying 160. Yeah, so you're paying 220 points to sit on an objective, which is not like the worst. You know, like Terminator bodies, they're still 2 up, 4 up, and now they have a lone op. Like that blast from the new Vortex of Doom is no joke. But like, you know, you're gonna hide them most of the game. I'm sad about Terminators, man. Like the +1 AP into things that they all were already killing anyway is just kind of sad to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like I always thought the lethal hits on the charge wasn't that great, but I'm like, I want that back back now. Because the new thing is like you were already doing, like, you kill Eldari better now? Like, who gives a shit? We already murdered them in droves. Like
well,
we're still putting Terminators on their invul regardless.
In that scenario, the Eldari scenario, Eldar have 5-up invulns.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of them do. Yeah, not all of them, but yeah, a lot of them.
So
the
like
stuff that you want to be
so the AP, right, the AP3 most of the time, right? If it's not into if it was into any target, I think being AP3 is kind of valuable, because then like into Land Raiders and like there are a decent amount of vehicles with like 2-up saves, 3-up saves that don't have invulns. That's super good, because it's not almost any infantry thing that you want to hit that you wouldn't just slaughter anyways has an invuln that you're hitting all the time, every time.
Yeah.
So it makes no difference.
Yeah. So like Eldari, right? They're like 3-up usually, or even 4-up, and then they'll have a 5-up invul. So any AP over 1 or 2 is already wasted. So going to AP3, they're still, you know, or like Drukhari, they only have a 6-up invul a lot of the time. So any AP is worthless.
So what is there any, well, from the codex for the Grey Knights and for the Black Templars, right? The lists that the point changes and the changes to the units is overall, are the Grey Knights in a better position than the Black Templars right now?
That's weird. That one's probably tough. I think because Black Templars get access to all of these Space Marine things. So you can play Black Templars, but you can also play Black Templars as any of the other Space Marine things.
Sure.
So it gives you a lot more flexibility. So from what I've seen from like the competitive list coming out of Black Templars right now, is no one is really using the actual detachments out of the Black Templar book.
Oh, wow.
They are all still just running Gladius out of the Space Marine book, which is a really, really good detachment. Like if I had access to Gladius, I would consider running it. It's just that it's really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not stellar. It's not like a bonkers detachment, but it's just like it is flexible. It has good stratagems, and the like detachment rule of choosing a doctrine that completely changes the way that your army plays for a turn, 3 turns out of the 5-turn game, is like significant.
A lot of the detachments have like either like an A+ rule and then like a B+ stratagems and then, you know, C+ enhancements, or A+ stratagems and A+ enhancements and, you know, kind of a C+ detachment rule. Gladius is just A. It is good. All of it is good. It's just an A, like it is just an A grade all across everything. So Black Templars aren't actually playing, like they're playing the Black Templar units, but they're not playing it in the Black Templar book.
Wow. And is that just because Gladius is so good?
And the other detachments aren't as good.
Wow.
Yeah, the ones from the... So basically what they get to play as is Space Marines that they lose Oath of Moment, they gain their Vow, and they gain access to all the Black Templar specific units. So like lots of Crusaders.
Sure.
Multi-meltas on every vehicle.
Every vehicle for free. They all get extra multi-melters. That's a Black Templar thing. They're not allowed to bring any Psychers, which is fine because their fucking chaplains are nuts. I want one of their chaplains in the Grey Knight Codex. Just one. Pick one. Pick the worst one. Because they have like 3 different types of of chaplain now. What was the latest one? The Exactor?
The Execrator or whatever.
Yep.
He's amazing.
So
I love him in Grey Knights.
So like they have a lot more options to kind of flex through. Grey Knights can only use Grey Knight things. But the Grey Knight things are good. So I don't know. That's a tough one to compare.
Interesting. Are you running Voldus in any of your lists, Mike?
I was pretty big on him when the Codex came out. I don't know. I saw that strength 12 on his gun, and I just was like, "That's cool." He's 110 points though. For a single dude. Like he's cool. He's cool. Like I'd honestly like genuinely like that's actually like one like if I would consider running him if he wasn't that many points, but he doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, like that's the thing.
Would having him at the points of a Castellan Garen Crow break him?
All right. So my biggest thing is at the start of the edition, -1 to hit was pretty good into a lot of armies. As the edition has gone on, you see a lot more like reroll hits. So like, let's say you're hitting on 3 as your Space Marine army, you oath a moment like Voldus's unit. Now you're hitting on 4s, but you're rerolling everything. So you're effectively still like hitting on. I think it's technically like 2.5 is the math at that point, which is really about like you're still hitting on 3s.
I get it.
So like it ends up not being if he was -1 to wound my unit, like that would be huge. Especially if it didn't have the caveat of like the strength stuff. Like that could really make whatever unit he's leading like really tanky. Or like reroll saves of 1. That could be interesting. But like -1 to hit just isn't it hurts orcs a lot. Orcs and guard hate this one single trick.
Sure.
If he was the same, if he was like a similar point as like a librarian or crow, I think you'd probably see him in a lot more lists. But the fact that you pay like 25 points for an actual demon hammer is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the chance to do some paltry amount of mortal wounds at the start of the fight phase.
So what, Mr. Noob, what is your, if you were going to play a competitive game, what would be your, I know you had a list that you busted out before, but would you run generally what Mike's running? The 4 Dreadknights, 3 of them Grandmasters?
So, no. I mean, that list that I just sent is probably the list that I would try next. So,
sure.
One game I played into Raiders Wager, which I lost. I played Banishers, and I took kind of a like collection of a whole bunch of stuff from the data or the Codex. And then I went first, and I made some bad like deployment mistakes, and it just like snowballed. I don't think that was a very good game that I played, nor because this is a player that is a very good player and kicked my ass all of 9th, and this is the first time that I lost to him in all of 10th.
Oh wow!
But he's a very good player. I would bring that list that I was talking to Mike about. So if I
Sure.
were to go to like an RTT tomorrow, I would bring Castellan Crow, 3 Grandmaster Dreadknights. I
Yep.
bring a strike squad, 2 interceptor squads, a 10-man Purifier, 2 5-man Purifiers, and then either 4 Razorbacks or 3 Razorbacks and a Rhino. And the only difference there is the Rhino is 5 points cheaper, so I know that that would still fit in the points. And I do have the Paragon of Sanctity on one of those Grandmasters, so he can give himself the full rerolls even if he doesn't land in like the hollowed ground. So there's 15 points there, or 10 points there.
10.
I could,
10.
I think it's 10.
Yeah.
There's 10 points there if I needed it. But I don't really like. That's probably what I would try next. Because it's just with the full rerolls, especially with the Purifiers, like the full rerolls, you can hit pretty hard. The Purifiers make it kind of easy to get your hollowed ground. The interceptors out of the Razorbacks are amazing early game pressure pieces to like push the board, score points.
Razorback spam, baby.
I mean, like that's the other thing. So when the edition hit, you saw a lot of like 2 10-man Terminator bricks or even 3 10-man Terminator bricks, and you had very few scoring units. As the Grotmiss detachment hit and I started playing this style, the Razorbacks and the Rhinos really held their own because they can do actions in this edition. In 9th, it was only like certain units that could do it, and vehicles couldn't, if I remember right. But like you can push up with your Razorback, shoot something, maybe damage it, maybe not, whatever. The Razorback can like fuck off and go like score you points, or you can move block with them.
The amount of times that I would go before I started playing Razorbacks, we'd roll to see who go first, and if I went second, I knew what I was doing and I had a game plan. But if I went first, I was kind of just looking at my opponent being like, I'm going to just sit here. You can go then. Cause I don't want to move. I don't want to move at all. Cause if I come closer to you, like you're just going to hit me.
Sure.
Now I can go, oh, I'm going first. Oh, look at that. I drew secondaries that need me to be in the middle. And then I get to push an empty Razorback to the center and sit it there and look at my opponent and be like, do you want to kill this? Probably not, but you got it now.
Wow.
Like you have to put something into it.
Yeah,
and I scored 5 points or 7 points.
And I haven't given you, right? I am happy if you got to come out there and kill that. Because if in the other scenario, I go first and I draw those same cards, I don't have my Razorbacks. I have to put, in order to score points, I either don't score points or I have to put an actual valuable Grey Knight unit out in front to do that then they are going to hit and kill. Now I can put just a Razorback there and it's just going to sit there and they're going to kill it. And I haven't actually really given up anything.
So from these, because we're going to wrap it up in a little bit. From these
I gotta go soon too. So
we'll wrap it up in the next like 5 minutes. So from these point changes, right? We went through the codex, we looked at some of the stuff. What overall is the biggest winners for the Grey Knights from this, right? We talked before that the increased costs on the Dreadknights, it's kind of a wash or even a plus, I guess you would say, because of the changes to the Grandmaster. What do you think overall, like what is the big winners of the codex and the point changes for the Grey Knights?
So I think Mike knows exactly what I'm gonna say. Purifiers got way better. Their price did not change.
Yeah, that was also a big thing, is they stayed the exact same price tag. Honestly, if there's any changes to Grey Knights in the future, I will suspect it will be Purifiers going up in points.
Wow.
I hope not, but
we have 11 unique data sheets. It's if you touch one of the 4 that we're bringing to everything too hard, we're gonna dump in the rating.
Sure.
You know, like That's just the way it is.
What's the current what is the current win percentage of the Grey Knights? Are they over 50% for tournaments?
So I think before the Codex we were sitting at like 51 or 52.
Yeah.
But the Codex has only been in one weekend of play now.
Yep.
I think, or maybe is this week the first week that it's actually
no,
allowed?
it's been 2. It's 2 now because my buddy won the tournament last weekend.
Okay, yeah. So we don't really know yet. I've been busy with real life stuff, so I kind of watched the Meta Monday posts, and I haven't seen Grey Knights you haven't seen Grey Knights rocket anywhere like you saw with Death Guard. We haven't
Grey
seen
Knights also weren't
like 63% weekends.
Aren't the most are a pretty niche faction. They're not massively played.
Sure.
Even with like the new Codex and stuff, there will be a surge of new Grey Knight players right as the new stuff comes out. But then it will kind of start to fade off, and as the new Votan models come out, right, and then you'll see all the spike of those guys start playing them. So Grey Knights aren't super popular anyways, and their book didn't come out broken, so you won't see any like massive spikes from them immediately, I think.
Yeah. If we had some bonker combinations that made us just unbearably good,
you would see all of a sudden everyone would be like, oh yeah, I have a Grey Knights army, and
Sure. So overall the changes are, it looks like it's good, even though we got the increasing cost of the Nemesis Dreadknights across the board. Purifiers are the big winners from this.
Paladins are actually usable, and they weren't played at both styles of Terminators actually have merit now. Before, Paladins were basically unplayed. Now now you will see them a lot, a decent amount.
Wow.
Terminators were played a pretty decent amount. They will probably be less played, but you will still see them a little bit. That was the other thing. I think they made things, if you want to, and maybe it's not the most optimal pick, but it's now playable, right? The Dreadnought was unusable.
Yeah,
it is. You can now actually play it and not feel bad about bringing it.
Wow, interesting.
In the index, ignoring the 2 tiny flyers, the Vendread was the worst. I think off the top of my head, it was the worst data sheet we had access to, other than whatever those 2 tiny, the Stormhawk and the
but those aren't real.
Yeah, so
they aren't real. They can't.
That's how bad it was. Now it's if I saw it in an RTT, I'd be like, all right, the dude's trying some stuff out. If I saw it at a GT and the person was like wanting to finish in the top 10%, I'd be like, I don't think so, dude.
Yeah. So that's really big, because it made a bunch of stuff that was unplayable that you would literally never bring, that you would feel bad if you brought. You were actively taking a handicap if you played with it. Now it does not do that. We're not going to talk about what they did to the chaplain. They took him out back.
I know.
But for the most part, most things are now at least playable, which for the average player feels good.
If they didn't change the chaplain though, so good in Banishers. Now you're leadership 5.
I still see people trying to twist it, being like, is there a way you bring this because he's so cheap now and it's good? I'm like, you're paying 65 points for a 5-up leadership. That's literally what you're doing.
Yeah. And reroll charges.
Wow.
I guess that is.
If he was advanced in charge, fine. Let's 65 points. Oh, and the once per game unbattle shock a unit, which there's already a once per game strategy.
I would make it a once per game battle shock someone else at -1. That would be.
That could be
that's niche, but I would use that.
Keep that Jackal's on the home objective.
Yeah. So.
Quick comment from Neo. This yapping session is nice to listen to while I break down perks from my Bulwark build in Space Marine 2.
There you go. We are yapping too. This is definitely
but this is kind of like
small dogs just barking at each other.
Yeah, but I like this kind of dialogue, because we can talk about competitive list completely till the cows come home, but I like to look at, you know, maybe there's something else different that can be used. And right now, with the introduction of the new codex and the point changes, now is the time to talk about it. Right now is the time to have these theory craft sessions where we're like, oh, maybe we could, right? Because vulnerable dreadnoughts could not be used. I don't know shit, and I know they sucked. Okay. Okay. So you know what I mean? This is it's cool.
Yeah.
So
I had a buddy see that they were playable, and he has a firstborn army that's like not legal anymore, and he gave me his firstborn venerable dreadnought because he's like, it was retired, and I saw they were good again. You can have this.
Yeah. I have 2 of the Grey Knight Dreadknights, or the Dreadnoughts with the autocannons.
Oh God.
They have the double autocannons. That's how old like some of my models are. Back when you could autocannon through a wall from the other side of the board.
I have 5 vulnerable dreadnoughts with the swappable weapons. So yeah, but I mean, listen, from my perspective, I think that it's going to be interesting to see how Mike does at the RTTs and the tournaments coming up. I want to see what works. I want to see what you're using. I also want to see from noobs what your perspective is. Do you have any tournaments or anything coming up soon?
I don't have any tournaments. I'm trying to get in a game every other week with just my buddies. I should be going into the new Votan on Wednesday of this week.
Oh, cool.
So and it's a friendly game. I'm trying to get bat reps going on my stream again. I because of my birthday, I bought a fancy little like gimbal camera and some microphones. So I'm hoping to have some high quality bat reps up.
Very cool. Actually, that goes into my
inviting a bunch of other folks to play me too. So.
But by the way, guys, definitely subscribe to Noobhammer. He has some awesome content on there, not just Grey Knight stuff, but also other stuff as well. So that goes into my next question for you. What do you have coming up from a YouTube perspective over the next like month? So you're going to be running out those new bat reps you're talking about?
Yeah, I think primarily you'll see me throwing out some bat reps, trying to fill that void left by one last blade. Unfortunately,
he was on. He did I don't know if you saw it.
He was on Warhammer.
Yeah, he was on Warhammer. He did a whole codex review.
Yeah, he's still playing a bunch. He just decided like YouTube was eating up too much of his time, which I get.
Yeah.
Like Stefan's an incredible man, so
yeah, dude. That honestly, it was one of my biggest inspirations when I first got into Warhammer and playing Grey Knights. Was that YouTube channel? So
yeah,
wow.
He's about 3 hours north of me in the Seattle area. So
he's a silent pillar of the Grey Knight community.
Yeah, we still mourn his loss. Maybe he's one of the 1,000 souls.
He's like Drago, dude. He's lost in the warp until we need him, and then he arrives.
There we go. But otherwise, I was gonna start maybe breaking down individual detachments more once like Tommy and I had actually played them.
Sure.
Because like I think the Agorum, like I don't think it's good competitively. I think it's very interesting and fun. And so I do want to play a game with it. I always have something in the back of my head where I want to do like a crusade or like a like more of a like role play kind of campaign.
That'd be cool.
Less like just doing competitive stuff, but like, you know, I have a baby and a career and but I do want to very quickly because the title of this video is like, "Are Grey Knights doomed?" And I want to say like, I would rank the Codex now after having some time to think about it and absorb all this content and speak with other players who have played a bunch. The Codex is like fine.
Sure.
It's not what I wanted,
Yeah.
I didn't want to come out the gate swinging like Mike Tyson, like
Sure.
into some preschoolers or whatever.
Overpowered.
But like I'm sad, like kind of the Black Templar treatment. I'm sad that like our detachments are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to playing. I'm just gonna go back to playing Warpbane, which is kind of sad.
Yeah. Hallowed Conclave probably let me down the most. I was really hoping the Terminator like detachment would really have some staying power. It's probably one of the worst in the book.
Wow.
But like, you know, I'm also sad that we're not seeing more choices with our data sheets. Like, I thought we had the most balanced indirect fire rule in the game. Because a psyker had to have direct line of sight onto a target for the purgation squad to fire. And our infantry weapons are not that hot anyway. So it's not like you were giving us las cannon shots across the map out of line of sight or anything.
AP2 ignore cover like the rest of them.
I don't know. Even AP1 ignores cover would be something. It needed ignores cover for sure. Don't know why silencers got precision. That's weird. Especially at AP0, like no one cares.
Yeah, but if you pop 5 out of a Razorback and shoot an Eldar squad with a character in it, you might kill the character.
They're still saving on their natural armor save. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like, it's fine. I was hoping for a better glow up. I was hoping like, I was, like I said at the start of the stream, I was hoping for more ability to reliably come out of deep strike for charges. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's not amazing.
Sure.
It's not A tier for sure. It's a B tier. It's a B tier codex. I think. I don't think it's a B tier army. I think it's a B tier It's a B tier codex.
Sure. So final thoughts, Mike. What do you think overall about the codex and the point changes?
Codex was cool. I like the lore stuff. I mean, I enjoy the reading part. The rules were up and down. Did it? Yeah.
Fit that in.
Honestly, I was really disappointed with the melee weapons in the upgrade sprue. That really, the flail being bad.
What's the point, man? I know
the flail being that bad, even like, is insane.
The flail was the most hilarious thing to read because isn't it worse than the? It's worse than the.
It's worse than a regular force weapon. A Grey Knight with a regular Nemesis force weapon has a better chance of doing damage than the Grandmaster Nemesis Dreadknight with a flail.
The flail accidentally comes back and hits you.
Yeah. Swinging a big metal flail the size of a fucking
chest. Because the Nemesis force weapon is
chest.
strength 6, AP2, 2 damage. The flail is strength 5, AP1, 2 damage.
Wow.
Well, that's why nobody takes the greatsword. Is because the strike, the sweep profile is worse. It's like 10 attacks, but it's worse than a Nemesis weapon.
Yeah.
And the strike isn't as good as the hammer. So everybody just says, screw it, I'll take the hammer.
Yeah. So like that was kind of disappointing. I'm glad for new things. I'm excited for new things. I will still mourn the psychic phase. I was really hoping that they maybe gave us a detachment. They gave us casting spells. They kind of did that with banishers, but not really at all. But like I said, I'm excited. Like I told my buddies that don't play Grey Knights, that were very like, look, your codex is bad. Haha. Like I don't think it's bad. I'm excited to play with new things because I've been playing with the same things.
Yes.
I am disappointed that Warpbane is still going to be the best, and so I will probably end up playing kind of the same things, but in a new way, in a new light.
Yeah, I think I think the Purifier, I didn't really realize the Purifier changes are that good. I think that's really cool. I'd be interested to see if anybody can make the dreadnought, the vulnerable dreadnought, actually work. That would be, I want information from you guys to see if anybody's actually able to run some sort of combination with that.
The problem is, like, we alluded to this earlier. If they were like 100 points, you might see one popped into a list here and there. At 140, like, anything with any good amount of like shooting is gonna kill it.
Yeah,
they're easier to kill than a Dreadknight, and Dreadknights are already kind of easy to kill. It just depends on if you can spike your 4-ups or not. But the Vendread doesn't have a 4-up invul. It doesn't have an invul at all. So like I don't know, man. Like I don't.
That sucks.
You're definitely not gonna see people running 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna start a playthrough finally of Cascade Demon Hunters this week. I'm gonna start doing it, and then because I mean Dreadnought is so cool in that game, dude. It's so cool in that game. So,
yeah, I know why they made it so you can only take it on Dreadknight missions, but like I kind of wish you could take it on more missions. But
God damn, there should be some type of unlock, or somebody should make a mod for it that enables you to use it on any mission. That'd be cool as hell. But for me, yeah, I love hearing your guys' perspective, especially on this codex. This was my first time to be able to be part of kind of a release of the codex and kind of the changes of that are going in. And then what we're going to see, because 11th edition is pretty close, right? We're going to see 11th edition in the next year and a half.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. So, but this was awesome, guys. Yeah, any final thoughts from either one of you guys before we close up tonight?
I think I did it. That's it.
Yeah. I'll say one last thing, just real quick. The Grey Knights Codex feels like they were really afraid to try new things because our uppy downy is so powerful. They were so afraid, I think. That's why, like, the Banishers, like Banisher's ability is basically Dark Pact, but we don't get it in the shooting phase. And if we fail it, we just don't get it at all, and it's only the fight phase. So there's a lot of those things where it feels like it was kind of like if we don't want to give them the shooting phase as well, even though their shooting isn't that great.
This codex was written a year ago, and if it had been written 6 months ago, it would have been different. Is kind of the feeling, I think.
Yeah,
interesting.
That's fair. Yeah.
One final thing I want to comment on. Neo said in chat, check the Space Marine 2 chat. Wraith, whole lot of text, even made my bulwark a Grey Knight in your honor. So what he's referencing is we have a WraithMace Discord, believe it or not, and one of the things that I met him from playing Space Marine 2 about 2 weeks ago, and he came up and he plays a bulwark also on the side, so he gave me a better build to play. So sometime this week when I'm doing Space Marine 2, I'm going to run that build, Neo. So I'm going to be looking at that. I'll look at the chat and check out and see what you're saying as far as each of the talents that you're taking and the reasoning why, but I appreciate you putting that in there. So all right, guys, we're going to close up shop. I do appreciate you, Mr. Noob and Mike, coming on.
My first name is Rick, by the way.
I know, Rick. I just
please. Mr. Noob was my father.
I love calling you Noob, Noobhammer. But I want to say thank you also for everybody watching. If you're watching on the replay, my like and subscribe button is not working. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Also, go to Noobhammer and like and subscribe over there. He's got some awesome stuff. And that's the only way you guys are going to know if we have anything new that's coming up. So, but this was awesome. We had a lot of conversation regarding the Codex. And we'll be talking with Mike again soon, and we'll have Mr. Noob again on the channel again soon as well. But yeah, guys, if anything, let me know, and guys, have a good night, and we will be talking to you. All right, guys, I'm Wraith. I'm out. Later, guys.
We stand tall, we won't
probably clear.
Oh, dude, it's loud.